Hello, and welcome to my first ever podcast. This one will be a discussion on the Digimon TCG BT-11 Pre-Release, and which cards are actually useful if you want to go on and win that big pot of sweet winners cards. As well, we will actually discuss the tournament itself. Along with me will be my good friend and brother Kyle. But without further ado, let's go straight into the podcast. Hello. Welcome everyone to BT-11 Pre-Release Weekend. We are going to be taking a look at a lot of the stuff that goes into the pre-release tournaments as well as the cards themselves in this set. Joining me today is my good friend and spiritual eldest brother, Kyle. Kyle, how are you doing today?
I'm awful. Why do I have to be here? This is horrible.
You chose to be part of this new game of Digimon, so I needed someone to talk with, and you're the only one that I know in the vicinity that plays this game.
This was kind of my idea.
It was kind of your idea as well. I was trying to let you off the hook there, but you decided to put yourself back on. Anyway, as you can see, you can't see Kyle, but down here in the corner, we're looking right here at the main Digimon, World.Digimon card product for this set. I wanted to go over that real quickly because there was a little bit of information that just came out due to the Facebook posting. But obviously we know, me and Kyle have been talking about it for weeks, how pre-release tournament works. But a pre-release tournament is buying 6 packs of the new set that comes out before it comes out, and then doing a sealed tournament using those cards to make a 40-card deck and up to 5-card Digi-Egg card, of course. And then
don't you also get the like 2 promo packs and like some?
So
like the
there will be, yeah. I was just about to get into that, but yeah, there's a participation pack. No, and we'll get into the participation pack coming later because I wanted to separate that. But yes, there is also a pre-release pack that comes with 2 pre-release stamped uncommon or rares. So if it's an uncommon, it can be foiled, and then if it's a rare, it will already be foiled but will have a stamp. Weird thing about this set though is if it might be this set or it's a later set. I think they're releasing like every card can just be foil now randomly in the rare spot, and I don't like that because that takes away some of the rare spots, and some of the rares are harder to get anyway. But yeah, so you use those 6 packs, and yes, as you said, the 2 extra cards from pre-release to construct your deck. However, the participation card, which is not part of the set, is not allowed to be used in that.
Oh well, I didn't fucking know that. So good for
well, I mean, considering it's not part of this set, they're like, hey, yeah, here's this, but like. So we got a couple of new decks coming in this set, a lot of support coming in this deck, this set. But what I wanted to talk about was, first, obviously, you get a nice new illustration competition pack that comes with it. I know you wanted the Lilymon really much.
Yeah,
it's, like, really
and then
pretty.
we found out it comes with all 6 of them.
It caught all 8 of them, yeah. I
thought it was 6.
There is 8. There's a Numamon, a Gamamon, Lily, Terriermon, Patamon, Agumon, Machinedramon, and Devimon.
Yeah.
Which I would say they're all nice, but there's like some of them are definitely. I think the Lilymon is probably the nicest for sure.
Yeah, it definitely fucking is.
So what we got today, or at least I think it was today or was yesterday, 9 hours ago, we finally got full official confirmation on which one, the Greymon or the Vmon, was the actual participation and winners pack. And we found out that the participation is actually this full art starter Greymon, which is great. That card is like $15, $20 by itself. That's what makes the starter deck 1 so expensive right now. So that them just giving away a full art version of this card is wonderful, and I'm super excited for it. And this Vmon's okay, but like, I'm glad. It's weird because this one seems like it would be the participation and then the Greymon be the winner. But according to... Go ahead.
Fucking, they fucked it, because like on their page they had it listed the other way.
They did.
They also had it ×8, and I was like, they're giving you 8 of these?
Yeah, they had it on their website where 8 of them for both cards, and it was like winner and participation. I'm like, so the winner gets 8 Vmons and the participation gets 8 Greymons, either way, which it was listed the opposite way. But yeah, I was like, holy shit, that's awesome, but like it was also stupid because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then I saw other people showing the exact same page and it was reversed, and I was like, what? Because I think they changed that exact page that we looked at some point.
Yeah, So but we did get confirmation due to right here. It says participants prize includes dimensional phase, pre-release packs, and starter 1/7 Greymon, and the winner's prize are BT-8 21 Vmon. So we did get full confirmation on the Facebook page that is how this is going to be about. So I'm super excited for that. I'm very happy that we're going to be getting some more Greymons, because especially with the news of the reboot set not really being a reboot set anymore, it's kind of disappointing. So
I mean reprint.
Yeah, I mean it's RB for reboot was supposed to be.
Oh, is that what the RB
yes,
stands for?
Correct. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into our whole BT-11 discussion. This discussion is actually, I technically didn't even say, we're going to be ranking technically which cards are best for pre-release. The whole point of this is to show which cards you would want, what works universally, and what is just going to be a good card that you will always want to put in your deck as you start it. We both have different opinions on some of these cards. I've been playing Digimon since BT4 release and have gone to every single pre-release since BT4. BT4 was the only one I didn't get to play a pre-release tournament in, but I did play, or I was there for that. So I do have pre-release cards dating all back to here, and this will be Kyle's first pre-release.
And I really haven't played very many games of Digimon before, honestly, but I have a decent amount of information about like card games in general. I've watched a lot of Magic. I've played a lot of solo trading card games, but like I haven't done too much like in-person player versus player card games. So it's a little new to me. So I do all right.
Up until this last year or year or so, I think it's been over a year now since I've been playing, but since before then, the exclusive experience I had with card games was Yu-Gi-Oh! When we all played as kids back in the day. So we also devised what we did, well, Kyle did it instinctively first beforehand, is we actually made a Google Docs. He had made a initial ranking of how he thought everything went over. There wasn't a lot of details into it because he originally did this as just like a quick thing for himself for when pre-release came out. However, I was like, yo, let me see that. I'll give you a ton of info and as well my opinions on things. And it became a spiraling thing that just continued into now. You've added your thoughts onto it, now revised, and here we are gonna go over these cards now.
I think I actually made the original document like before I played a game of Digimon.
I'm pretty sure you did, 100%.
So my original rankings were absolute. Well,
I loved looking at some of your like A and S rankings, and I was like, this card sucks. It was great.
Also, I didn't understand how some of the card works. I'm not gonna lie. Specifically, Shoutmon in particular was one of the level 3 Shoutmon that I thought was play cost 3 instead of 5.
Just real quick, looking at your babies, I'm glad that you no longer have them all ranked as S cards.
I think the first baby is an S still.
I mean, but that would probably get into uncommon.
No, I just mean the first like between having one like the first baby that you would open in like any pack would just be like an S rank card to me.
Well, instead of like talking hypotheticals, let's just go straight into it. And the first baby on the list is actually the Yokomon. Let me switch over my camera real quick. So we'll start here with the first baby then. We'll look at it. That is the Yokomon. The Yokomon is on deletion. If you have a red Tamer in play, draw 1.
So nothing.
What do you think of that one?
I think it does nothing besides draw you a card, and that's fine.
And it's right. Agreed.
Yeah. It does nothing.
That's why I think
all the babies except Sunamon that are common do nothing.
Yes, and that's the part with a lot of these cards in this set is that a lot of them are Tamer reliant. So we're going to have a lot of mid-ranged card rankings. But yeah, I personally rank this one a C. You have it as a B, obviously because you have it as a baby is like a free extra draw for Evo is why you have it as a B. I wanted to be slightly more objective in like, sure, it's a baby and you get a free draw, but it's still not a good card. So I wanted to be like middle table because it's a good draw. It's just a draw. That's literally all it is a draw.
If you pick any common in this entire set to have in my deck, like knowing I would definitely have one, I would pick one of the babies because the first baby you get is an S rank card because like if say the difference between having a 0 babies and 1 baby is absolutely massive. It's like starting with a 5-card hand versus a 6-card hand.
True.
And when you're starting the game, you really want to have a like a set Digivolution line. You want a 3, 4, 5s, and then maybe 6. It doesn't.
Well, of
but
course.
basically, you really want a 3 and a 4. And the difference between having a 5 and 6-card hand early is basically a giant percentage point difference between like getting to go up a line and not getting to.
And
so,
see, this is where I still put them as a C.
I think it's still great.
And I understand, and I get it. I get the first. I can agree with the first baby being an S, but I think after that they go back to the original rankings, because once you start getting into, I need more rookies, or I need more 4s, or I need a card that actually fucking does something, the babies start taking up your spots where you need those cards.
Yeah, luckily these are just commons.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's 4 commons and 2 uncommons, so luckily you're not losing your rare spot to any of the babies, because I think there's been a couple of rares, not in the last couple sets, but in some of the sets there were rare babies, and they definitely screwed up some stuff. You're also able to get a pre-release baby, so if you get a pre-release baby, it's probably better than if you were to get more babies in the regular. So again, as we move on to the Wanyamon, I would also rank Wanyamon as a C, because it's essentially exactly the same thing.
Yep, does
Just
nothing.
Blue.
All of them do nothing except Suno.
Same with green, and then Suno has the actual good effect. Yeah, I think I ranked Suno as B, C, because you need trashing effects to activate its effect.
Are actually decently common, not super common, but they're relatively easier to come by. Like
because
Dark
they're
Lizardmon and
yeah.
Blue
So
Miramon
the other half of Bagra
They're
Army
commons.
is in this set, and that's what leads into the Sunamon being at least better in this than the other ones, because you're more likely to have something that will use a trash effect. However, I don't like trash effects in pre-release, because you need as many cards in your hand as possible, or you need a lot of cards in hand to deal with if some bullshit happens, because there will be bullshit.
Specifically, the Dark Lizardmon and the Blue Miramon. Blue Miramon's net neutral, and Dark Lizardmon is also net neutral.
True. No, I understand.
You're supposed to draw a discard, but
I understand.
in this case, it's
okay.
not a disadvantage. But one
it's
DT
not
is a big deal.
Neutral as it would be, and it's like a normal deck, because most of those decks are still utilizing stuff that plays out of trash. Whereas in pre-release, you're stuck with, yeah, you put something in the trash and you get another card or something. However, you're now putting stuff in the trash and can't use them again. Is my point.
Yeah, but you're also filtering. It's like you're filtering your hand to make it better too.
I guess if there's something that is completely
like if you have a shit ton of rookies in hand, you're getting rid of the shit rookies you don't need. I don't need all these.
I will say, if you have rookies in hand,
positive.
Play those rookies out in pre-release, because being able to, which is not as much easy in this set, because a lot of the rookies have high cost, but being able to rookie rush your opponent is still a viable thing in this. I wouldn't say
overabundance.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah. So now we'll move on to our first level 3. Let me move over so I can read what we have our rankings as. Our first level 3, which is I'm not going off of this little alt art thing here. It's Bearmon.
Here, boy.
He has inherited only when this Digimon attack is switched, so you need raid for this.
Nope.
It gates 3,000. Or if it somehow is switched to a blocker, or...
Yeah.
Yes. But there's not many blockers in this set.
There are 6 blockers, essentially. There are... Do you want me to... I can list them off the top of my head.
Go for it. Please.
There's the level 3 Kodamon that's at 3k.
Yep.
That's pretty good. There's the Bergermon line. There's Bergermon and Garudamon. All these are commons, by the way. There is... what is it? This is kind of like a pseudo blocker, the Mech Gaugamon. I think it's an uncommon level 5. It gains blocker for like 1 turn when it digivolves. There is Mervamon, which is a super rare, which I think might be one of the best cards in the set. Spoilers. Which gives it self blocker, and then pseudo blocker is Black Greymon X, but that's not really blocker, but it's not, but it kind of is. I didn't want to exclude it, but I think those are the only ones that I remember.
The reason I didn't really like mention blocker is because generally with this you're not going to block something that's intentionally going to give itself more DP when you go to block it. It could happen for going if you're like preventing game, and then it wouldn't do too much. However, I feel like most of this does more heavily rely on raid, but you're right, it does not have to be exclusively raid.
Yeah, it makes blockers worse is mainly what I was getting
I'll
at.
give
it
that
really awkward to block.
I'll give that my original CD ranking. I will give it a straight C now. From that, I will 100% give it a C.
I still think it's like a B minus. Like, it's the rookies aren't super impactful by themselves. It's hard to
agreed.
Yeah, you either want them to have high DP or have a good effect, and this is one of the better inheritable effects, I think, even though it's not amazing and it's not really going to come up too often.
To be fair, this is my third ranked, or is it my third ranked? It's my fourth from the bottom ranked. Because there are a couple actually decently middle of the ground C's. Well, now that it's a C, I would probably put it above a lot of the generic ones, so it would probably be my fifth highest actually. Now that we're changing stuff around. However, this will be straight near.
It's pretty average. I have it being slightly above average because a lot of the stuff that like some of the blockers, like I mentioned, 3 of them are commons, so they're going to come up somewhat often. And then the Bearmon, and then I think one card with raid has, or one card with raid is common. I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, and I think it's just Bearmon Zero.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
B minus is probably a little high. It's probably like a C plus, but whatever.
So then we move on to Shoutmon and Star Sword. This is a Digicross card. It can be treated as both Starmon and Shoutmon, which is good because if you want a Digicross, you need it. And then on play, it's a good 3 DPK killer, which is super good. And then if you happen to somehow Digicross with 2 cards, so if you happen to pull 3 of these, which I don't see happening, you could do its second effect. However, it's just a 3k DP killer, as well as being able to Digivolve. And I think this is my point, is that it's able to Digivolve over other level 3s, which is why I put it as probably a high C.
Yeah, that's about where I have it. It's like, but the thing is, you only get the on play effect. Or the effect is for the minus 3k is only on play,
and
not
that's
Digivolve.
Really only if you're gonna, if you happen to have another Shoutmon. If you happen to have 3 of these guys, there you go. There's your Digicross for a cost of 3 minus 3k, and then send 2k to delete 2 2ks, which is not a lot. But the
way I saw it was it's like it's a 5 play cost. Like you're essentially 3 play classes normal for a rookie. You're essentially playing 2 to maybe delete one of their rookies, which can be good, but it Digivolves over a baby for 1, so maybe.
But that's the weird rule that we just figured out, is if you don't play any babies, and you have
then it's 0 and a free.
It will cost 0. So that does make this potentially not as bad as it looks.
It's like a C plus to me.
Yeah, I would definitely put it at like a high C. Yeah, 100%. Then we start moving on to some of the generic ones. We have Snow Gobbly, who is a full generic 4k 3 cost, no anything. I just have him as a straight C because he's just generic.
Yeah, I think having a 4k rookie is slightly better than basically just better than having those 1 and 2k schmucks that do nothing.
I agree, but you got to remember there's 4 of them that are all 4k, and they all do that. So,
but my main thing is if you have if you're playing, it depends on your deck. If you're playing a deck with a really good high end where you get like a lot of good rares at top, you actually want to play a lot of these because it prevents you from getting rookie rushed.
Oh no, agreed.
Because if you go up against a deck that's like, oh, I'm gonna play all the rookies ever, they're gonna have some shit rookies in there, and this thing deletes them. When if you have some shit, you have some like a Bearmon that's only 2k, might not delete something that's 3k.
Well, also the thing about the rookie rushing in a lot of these sets is because there's usually a 2 cost or a lower able to be played rookie. All of these rookies are 3 cost basically.
Yeah.
So rookie rush isn't really a viable like hard strategy to say, oh, I'm gonna immediately just do Rookie Rush, unless you just pull so garbage that you have nothing to do other than Rookie Rush.
It was just, I only brought up the Rookie Rush because remember I did the math where it's like on average you're gonna get about 15 rookies.
When we were both having that full-on argument that neither of us were arguing about the same thing. So
I was just trying to make a point like, actually, I wonder how many rookies we're gonna get. And you're like, you can't plan around this.
So moving,
basically, just the more defensive a deck you want, the more of these you actually kind of want.
I can see that. I still give it a straight C because it's average and doesn't really do much.
It's really dependent, but it's fine.
Moving on to the Penguin. On play, but placing one level 3 or 1 Digimon card with Aqua and its traits from your hand under this Digimon. Draw 1. How do you feel about this one?
I'm gonna read what my thoughts on it are.
Oh, please do.
The fuck is this shit?
Yeah, so what I wrote down in a less what the fuck is this shit is it's not much synergy without the full blue line, because all it is essentially you're getting yourself, which you could do some cool stuff and placing under, it's like, hey, you get hit by a D-Digivolve, you Digivolved into a level 6, and now your opponent has to deal with that kind of stuff, or something similar. However, you need a lot of Aquas, or you need a bunch of level blue level 3s, and a lot of this just does not make sense in a pre-release. Also, this card doesn't really make sense with a lot of cards anyway. It's kind of weird.
Also, he's stealing a fish, the little bastard.
He is stealing a fish, and he stole the biggest one too. Like, look at that basket. That's like, there's like nothing in there, and he's got this huge one over his shoulder.
Wait, is he on a curling rink? Is that like a curling stone next to him?
I think that's one of the the baby Digimon, the black one that with the yellow eyes that digivolves up into the one that turns into Agumon. Why am I blanking on all of their names? Koromon, the one that turns into Koromon.
Well, apparently it's a curling stone Digimon.
Oh, you mean the thing literally next to it that I was not paying attention to? Yeah, that's a curling stone, 100%. Yeah, no, that's a curling stone, 100%. I totally missed that. Yeah, no, that's my bad.
Anyways, this card is garbage. Don't play it.
Yeah, don't. I have it as a D as well. We move on to Cutemon. Cutemon on play, place one Digimon with cross heart and its traits from your trash underneath one of your Tamers. If you have a Darulamon, which is not even in this set, which I said inside the things, or with Darulamon and Digivolution cards, place 2 cards with cross hearts and its trait under your one of cards. So this effect is not basically going to happen. 99% of the time, you're not going to get any of these effects because there are cross heart cards in this set. However, there's not a lot. And the ones that are good are the SRs or the rares. So you're looking at maybe like 6 or 7 cards that are usable with Cutemon, which I guess,
even if they are, they're not usually going to do anything. There's one exception.
Go ahead.
And I'll get to that later, but aside from one card specifically, you're never going to play this.
Yeah. Unless you're I think you're talking Tamer, right?
I'm not even talking Tamer.
Okay, so I don't remember. We'll get to it when we get there. The white Tamer for this one, which is all the 3 Crossheart kids, I don't remember if that one allows you to use cards from under your Tamers, but if it doesn't, then putting a card under your Tamer means literally nothing. So you would just be placing a card from your trash under a Tamer to sit there to do nothing. So it's a D because it's
basically an F. it's almost an F.
I don't give it that low of a, just because it can still be, it's essentially the same thing as the generic cards, but it's 1K. So that's how I looked at it. It's just not good.
Bad.
It's not good.
Bad.
I might put it to an E based off of that. Yeah.
I give it a D minus. Technically, it's almost an F.
Clear Agumon, again, generic. I go with the C just because it's straight down the middle.
Same thing.
Kotamon, we have Kotamon, which is a blocker, as you said before. It is the only blocker level 3.
Yep.
I have that one rated as my highest. It's a B because it's a good card, but I wouldn't put it any higher than that because it's just a blocker and it's 4 cost to play hard if you need to.
I give it a B minus. The 1K DP loss over the generics is a little sad because it can't block all the rookies. It can block everything except for the vanilla 4Ks. which kind of sucks, but like it can block in a pinch.
I feel
it
like
digivolves for 0.
Yeah, I feel like it's really
good.
there to stop
a
the
bad
game.
attack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a stopgapping when
100%.
you're behind, but it's a level 3 stopgap, so it's pretty cheap.
Agreed.
It's
next we have the Palmon, which is start of your turn, draw 1.
I love
That's
this
a
card.
really good card.
I
The
love
only
this
issue
card.
that I have with it is that it needs to physically stay on the field and stay alive. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing is like you place it hard played on the field. There are so many 3K 2K DP deletions in this that like unless they immediately like don't have any of those, that Palmon's not going to give you your draw 1 very often, but it still can. So that's why I have it as a B.
You could say that for any of the rookies, though.
No, and you're
I
right,
feel like.
100%. That's why
It's like a
and
must kill.
That's my own right, exactly. Is that it is a must kill because it's a free extra draw at the beginning of the turn. So I would say if it didn't have to stay on the field, or if it was like when digivolving it had something else or anything, I would place it as an A because this is still a good effect. It just needs to live, and it's 2K, not a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't. Do you know any of the like -2 3K abilities besides like the Shoutmon? Because I can't think of too many.
A lot of the option cards have stuff that gets rid
But
of that.
I don't think they're very common.
There's a couple of inheritables that do minus, but I don't remember them offhand. But we'll get to them when we get to them. We'll make a note.
Yeah, yeah. But point is, I have this as my favorite rookie common. I have it like it as a B+.
Yeah, I have it
great.
kind of tied with Kodamon because I think Kodamon is more useful in a pinch. However, and its ability is immediately useful, whereas Palmon you have to wait. That's why I have it just below.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe I just love drawing cards.
Then we have the Madoki Betamon. That is another
4K.
generic, so back there in the middle C.
Up.
Monmon. This Digimon can't be returned to hand or deck by opponent's effects. It's a decent effect. Bounce profession is always good. Like I have nothing against that, but there's not that many bouncing effects.
Yeah, and it's 2K.
Yeah,
I don't like it too much.
That's why I would put it at like a low B.
I have it as like I was considering giving it a C-. I have it as a C, but like most of the things that like take care of rookies like gives it minus DP. After going through the set, I don't think there's very many bounces.
I don't
and if
think
you're
so
bouncing
too.
Stuff,
But
if they're bouncing stuff, they don't want to bounce your rookie. It's like I don't think it's that good. I think it's like a C-.
Yeah, it's probably
C.
good at a C. I'm not gonna change any of these things on the list. But like
it's
verbally saying it out.
I
The
think it's lower
worst
than what
card
you
I
think,
think
though.
in the entire set currently because for pre-release because you need so many of them is Vemon.
No, I disagree. Vemon is not the worst card in the set. It's the worst rookie here. Yes.
Okay, well sure.
But you want me to tell you what the worst card in the set is, Jay?
I think we'd rather wait till we get there.
Yeah, you really should because I can't wait to go off on that card.
Yeah, all right.
There's a card I absolutely hate.
Okay. So Vemon, like,
Does nothing.
if you get a billion of them, sure, I guess, but like,
No.
you need almost a full deck of them. It's only a C or D tier at top if you have a bunch of them, but it's never gonna be a C or D tier. It's always
You can
gonna be
only
an
have
F.
6 max, right? Because you're only getting 6 packs, and that's if you get incredibly lucky.
Yes.
Even then, I don't think it's that good.
Correct. You could technically have 7 if you pulled one in your pre-release as well.
Oh.
Because the pre-release packs are generally not the same card as well. So
Whatever.
you could potentially
Fuck
have
this card.
7, and
Garbage card.
that's just not enough to do anything.
We don't need to waste any more time on this piece of crap.
Agreed. And then our final
Another
card
4K.
is the Dokunamon. It's another generic boy. That generic boy is decent.
C.
He's okay. Yeah, he's C. So then we'll move on to the second part of the commons, which is our Grizzlymon. Grizzlymon has inherited Raid, which decent. Being able to switch into an opponent's Digimon is good, especially if they have like a bunch of rookies out on field. You've got your 5K is going to go over pretty much all of them. I think there's only the one that's 5K, right? Or is they're all 4, right?
You're talking about the rookies?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they're all 4 or lower. We just went over all of them.
We didn't go over
sure
all
the
of them
lowest-
because there are some rares.
Yeah.
And
Well,
uncommons.
all the common ones. All the ones you're
Correct.
regularly going to be running into.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. The raid is good because you can switch it into an unsuspended Digimon. Cool. This Digimon also gains the 2k. It's the same thing as Bearmon, gains 3k, I mean, when it switches into another attack. This one, I think, is better overall because it has both of the abilities. Obviously, you can't use them two together because they're inherited in its own ability. I would still give it a C, though, because it's good for low-level kill, but not for itself otherwise. And then it's only good, inheritable, is later for raid or attacking, again, a blocker. And the blockers at that point, it's not going to matter that your blockers are blocking a level 5 already, getting an extra 3k. It's not usually going to matter.
If they're blocking a level 5, like the highest DP common level 5, like the common blockers are 3k, 5k, and 7k.
Yeah.
And plus, like anything you play that is going to get blocked is going to probably delete them anyway. So
correct. Yeah. So that's why I put it a big C right in the middle.
Like, I was trying to imagine the best case scenario for this card is if you're like going first and they've moved out like a rookie, and you digivolve to this for 2, and it's still your turn, and then you raid kill their rookie, and I'm just like, that's good, but like it's not. Your opponent has to be pretty stupid to do that, and I don't feel like it's gonna be very good very often.
It would only really be good, like maybe to kill a blocker, but even at that point, you're just wasting an attack on a blocker that could already block. But like then you have selective choice on which thing kills the blocker. Raid is only good in the decks that have all the stuff to use raid effectively.
And make it better, because this thing's 5k. This is only killing a rookie.
And if it happened to have Bearmon under it, it goes up to 8, which is cool, but like. It's to have the perfect line in a pre-release is not gonna happen. Not very often.
Yeah, basically my point is, if you're going first, this can be good. It could be like a C+.
It can be,
but like, with its stats, it's like a C-, and raid puts it like really middling at a C.
Really,
because it has some utility.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a real middle of the road card.
Next we have the Galgamon, which is the level 4 blue. When attacking, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, gain 1 memory. It's decent because at a certain point you're gonna have cards in your hand. However, it's gonna take about 4 turns to get there. So those 4 turns can already be the game, which is unfortunate.
That and at that point you're later in the game and you're tagging with a 5k Digimon to gain a memory. It's like, because it's not an inheritable. You have to be attacking with the 5k, and that kind of sucks.
And it's inheritable is if you have a tamer in play, which requires you to have a tamer. The only good thing about that is not blue tamer, it is just any tamer. And there are tamers in this set, and you're probably going to maybe get one. You've got like a decent chance to get one, so this effect can be useful. However, it's only a level 3, so it's not really that useful. So I put it as a good good high or a mid C. I think I had it as,
You know, I put it as a C, but like thinking about it now, it's probably closer to like a C-, because it's 5k. It's pretty middle of the road. It's fine. It's somewhere between a C- and a C, but same area.
Then we get into the Hyogamon. Hyogamon's kind of good. It's the low-cost, one-cost cards are always super good. Yeah. It's got the same DP as most of the things, so it's not really like that bad, but the low-cost Evos are always good to have. Due to it being super generic, I have it as a low B, high C, depending on how you want to put it.
I gave it a B-. Complete agree.
Yeah, it's very good to have the one.
One Digivolve is amazing.
100%.
Like having this on, like, say you're going second, this is great because you have at least 1 memory. You go 3, you go to this, and then you're at your level 5 on your first turn.
Correct.
It's great.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just amazing. Love this card.
Then we have Centauromon. I'm glad we finally get another Centaur. I don't even know if did we have a Centauromon before? This might be the first one.
Don't ask me.
I just don't remember. I feel like there was, but I can't remember what it looks like. You can replace one of your other yellow Digimon on top of your security stack face down. I read this again, and I kind of like don't hate it, but like, well, because it's essentially Digivolve for a free security card
at the cost of board presence.
However, you could place like a metal Edamon or something in your security that you know your opponent will die to. That you could do. At
the cost of having a metal Edamon in play.
True, But say you only have 4s. I know. I have it. I have it as a C. I have it as generic. It can be useful in situations like you could say your opponent has 2 Digimon on field. You only have the 2 memory, and you can't really stop them from going for game. This would stop them from going for game.
Yeah, it's a May too. So like I gave it a C minus. It's I just don't like the effect. It's probably better than what I gave it credit for. But I just kind of hate this card because it like pisses me off because it's like you have to have another yellow in play.
Yeah, that is the
you have to have a situation where the board presence doesn't matter as much because the game's almost over.
Yeah,
and you're playing, and like when it is good, it's good because you're behind.
No, and I agree.
It stops you from dying, and it's like it's putting yourself farther behind on board to not die.
Agreed.
And that just feels bad, but it does help.
It can.
It's probably like a C.
Yeah, I only have it as a C. I don't have it as a C plus. I just have it.
I hate it. I don't want to play this card.
I probably won't either if I can't.
Like it technically, I think it's better than Grizzlymon and Galgamon, but like I'm giving it a C minus, which is a lower grade.
Just because you don't like.
I just hate it because fuck this card.
So next we have the Vegemon. The start of your turn, just generically gain 1 memory.
I like it.
I do like it too. My issue with it again is the same thing I have with the other one, is that it needs to live.
Yeah. It essentially, I like to think of it also as like, assuming it lives, it's like a 1 Evo, but it's only 3K.
Yep.
It's not as good as, it's about as good as Hyugamon because it can sit and play and just sit there gaining you memory. I think it's about equivalent to Hyugamon in terms of how good it is.
Fair.
Because it has a constant effect, but you don't get the memory right away. It's weaker.
I got that one as a C too.
It's got trade-offs. I have it as a B minus. It's a must kill. They must go out of their way to kill your level 4. And
yeah, I can get that.
But if they do kill it, you're really fucked.
Yeah. So now we are going into Ninjamon. When you play a Tamer, any Tamer, which is cool, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. I don't hate this. I don't hate it. It's
another C.
I have it as another C as well, but it requires a Tamer, but it's any Tamer, which is nice.
Yeah, it's slightly better than the Grizzlymon. It's actually probably about as good as Grizzlymon, because they're both 5K, 2 Evo.
Yeah.
The Grizzlymon can delete something. This can suspend something.
Yeah.
Grizzlymon's probably a little better, but it's like between Grizzlymon and Galgamon. They're all middling C's.
Yeah, agreed. Then we'll move on to our Ogremon. He's generic, but 7K.
2 Evo 5 play cost.
Yeah, I as it's the same play cost and Evo as everybody else with no ability, but the high generic DP in pre-release can be super good. If I don't know if you've ever seen the Digimon Apemon. Apemon had a low cost Evo and a 8,000 DP. That pre-release set, Apemon did a lot of work. It killed a lot of level 5s and lower and was just a menace. And it was a level 4 with 8K. It was great. Ogremon's pretty good. I'm happy that I got a low A, high B, just because I couldn't quite get an A.
I want to give it, like, I think I have it as a B. I have it as a B equals. I'm assuming that's a B.
It's probably B plus. I think it's probably B plus, and equals are the same. Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a B plus.
Yeah, I see you editing it right now.
Yeah, I was like, why is this a B equals? But
that's hilarious.
My point is, this thing is as big as every blocker. It is bigger than a lot of level 5s, like the Devimon, the Lady Devimon, the Angelomon. It's as big as the level 5 blocker, and it's a level 4. It evos for the same. I love this card.
It's gonna be a really good, useful card for sure. 100%.
You will 500% play every copy of this.
I mean, for sure. That and Hyugamon because of its 1 cost, but like. It's the only issue is that hopefully you actually get one.
Yeah, well, you better fucking hope you get one because this is the best second. Okay, this is one of the best. This is probably
the best level 4.
It's the second best level 4.
Oh, okay, because we're gonna get into okay, we'll get into that. Okay.
Yeah. Little spoilers.
All right. Next we've got the Garamon.
I want to hear your pick. You first.
Okay, so it can
so
also be
excited for
treated
this.
as Numamon. On play by treasuring one card with Numa, Suka, Nanny, Adamon, or any of those names. Draw 2. So what do I have in there as this currently? Garamon. I have it as a D. Currently, being that it needs a lot of, and this is, I still agree with my own statement. It might be a little bit like a D plus, but because it requires the Nannymon or Edamon or Sukamon or Nunamon, and I don't think there's a Nannymon in this set at all.
I don't believe so. No.
There's one Numamon. There's itself, Garamon, which is treated as a Numamon. There's 2 Sukamons and 2 Edamons.
Yeah.
So there's, I think,
that's right.
6 total cards that you could use if you're including Garamon itself, which of course you would then need to pull another one. The draw 2 is great. However, you need all those pieces, and then if you're using those pieces, you might as well save them for, like, hopefully you have King Sukamon, because if you have King Sukamon, use those fucking pieces for Sukamon, because the King Sukamon ability is super cool and super good, and in pre-release, it's gonna fucking kill if you can use King Sukamon's ability on something really strong. So that's why I have Garamon as like a D. However, the draw 2 is good. I like draw 2.
You want to guess what grade I gave it, Jay? You're totally not looking.
I saw it as C, but because it has a play cost of 3. No, I understand.
Yeah, C plus. No, imagine this on the first turn. Okay, you have, say hypothetically, you have a baby in raising. Play a rookie there.
Yep.
And normally what you would be doing is you'd be evolving to a level 4 and raising for 2, right?
Yeah.
Instead, you play this for 3. You're essentially widening your board for 1 extra memory. So now you have a level 4 in play. You've given your opponent essentially 1 extra memory, but you now have an extra rookie that is essentially coming out a turn earlier instead of like having to move out for the racing. You're making your board wider for 1 extra memory. So I think this has actually some usage even without the on-play effect.
You would have to be first turn player though. Because I think after that point, if they passed you, say, 2 because they go into their level 4, you then go into your 1 again, into level 3. You could go up into another level 4, and then you would have... Yeah, because you could play...
This is a level 4.
No, I understand, but say your opponent's generally going to give you 2 your first turn. You can't hard play this the first turn.
I'm saying if you go like even early, it's about memory.
I can understand.
Kind of
no, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I can definitely see it being used that way for sure. I'm not going to disprove that at all, because I guess the 3 cost does come into play more. I could raise that up to a C minus because I can see it being a C minus now from that. However, its ability I just think just doesn't quite get it up there.
I don't even rate the ability at all. Fuck the ability. It's not important.
You know, it could just be a generic C. Yeah, now that you see that.
I think it's actually better. I gave it a C plus because I think I'd actually rather have this than like a Gaugamon or a Grizzlymon.
Now that I'm looking at it, I think so too. I'm gonna have to change mine to a C, and then I'll put it in my parentheses because I have it. It could be a C if you have it. Or it could be a B if you have the pieces now.
It's absolutely not a bomb, but I think it's a card that people are gonna underrate a lot.
I can see that, and I did that.
Utility that people just completely glance over.
I completely did that. No, 100%. I agree with you. No, that's a good call. I would place that higher, and I might actually have to move him up on my list, like on my list lower, but like, because he's second to low.
He's my little derp, man.
I mean, he's a yellow Numamon.
I'm gonna play this card just because I thought it was. I think it's better than what I thought.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to play. If you're gonna play this, I'm gonna need you to play a whole King Sukamon deck. Have you looked into that? That shit's awesome.
I fucking love it.
I fucking love that shit.
Looked into it. And I looked into it specifically. Part of the reason I was considering buying a box is because a lot of the pieces for this are
commons,
uncommons.
uncommon.
Yeah. I'm like, I can get this.
The only piece
cheap.
You need is King Sukamon is a rare, right? He's not even an SR.
It plays some of the. I think it plays the Metal Edamon in this set too.
Metal Edamon is a rare, I believe, as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little hard, but like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
No one's gonna want Metal Edamons. They're gonna be cheap.
Well, this Metal Edamon, yeah, for sure. So the next we have the Greymon X-antibody. I can't really place this very high at all because it requires you to have a Greymon line, which is only one line in this deck, as well as a lot of its abilities for protection are not useful in this set at all, because there is an Agumon and there's an Agumon X, so you can do the Agumon X up into the Greymon and have something protect itself. However, you need both of those for that. So I give it a D for pre-release.
It's a 3 Evo, it's 6K, and it does basically nothing most of the time. It's bad. It's a D.
It's a low C, high D, yeah.
They're
only because of the 6K, I think it gives it the redeemable.
I think there is one specific card that is actually worth playing this for, but it's like, I think it's a rare. I don't know. I'll worry about it when we get to it. It has some specific applications just because of the x-antibody. But it's most of the time this is bad. You don't want to play this.
Yeah, agreed.
Most of the time.
We have Soulmon. Soulmon inherited Retaliation already, so that's super good. And then all turns, all of your opponent with Retaliation gain 2k. So he's essentially a 6k automatically because he will raise himself with Retaliation. And Retaliation is always good. I have Soulmon as my second highest, being a B, a high B.
I have this as my best level 4 common.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me go over the 3 commons that Soulmon completely enables. Soulmon enables itself. It's amazing in multiples.
Yep.
The next card we're going to be talking about, Dark Lizard.
Yep.
Makes it amazing. It also, the level 5 Blue Miramon. All of those are common. All of them have Retaliation.
Correct.
Soulmon makes them amazing. And it has, most importantly, they're all, like I said, they're all commons. They all synergize well, and who wants to block this shit?
Agreed.
The only time this is bad is if it's in your security, and you're just sad because it's in your security.
I can see that. So you would prefer Soulmon if you pulled a Soulmon and an Ogremon. Like if someone were to saying like if you had to pick one, you would pick Soulmon?
I would pick Soulmon every time.
Okay.
Because like I said, they synergize well.
I think you're right, actually.
Extra 1k, like, Ogremon can be blocked by stuff if it gets, like, plus DP bonus or something. Soulmon kills whatever blocks it.
True.
Every time. At 1k less.
Yes.
And it's got the exact same Evo and cost.
Yes.
And the only time it's worse is in security. I think this is the best level 4 common by a decent margin.
Would you say
Ogremon,
best level 4 in the whole set?
I don't remember the level 4s. I think if you get 2 of these, I think this is the best level 4 in the set.
Okay.
By itself, it just might be. I'd say it's easily top 3.
Gotcha.
It's amazing.
Fair enough.
I love this card.
Dark Lizard. Dark Lizard also has Retaliation. On deletion, draw 1, then trash 1. How you feel?
Did you know Soulmon makes this card so much better?
Yeah, it does. I would put this personally at like a low B, high C because of its 4K. But if you do have the Soulmon, yeah, it's better.
I give it. Did I give it like a C plus? I don't even know what I gave it. It's probably like a C plus. I give it a B minus.
You did give it a B.
Same area.
Yeah.
Same area. I was just like thinking Soulmon, Dark Lizardmon, Blue Miramon, all commons. You're probably gonna have 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because there's 3 cards. You're probably gonna average about 2 of them. Is my hope. At least that's what I hope in my heart of hearts. You're probably gonna average like 1, but you want to play whatever retaliation cards you get because they make your opponent sad, and I like making my opponent sad.
Yeah, that is your play style.
It's a good card.
Oh, we got Mad.
Better than the generics.
Yeah, we have
it's
Mad.
Better than the generic 5Ks.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%. Mad Leomon Armed Mode. When effect adds cards to your opponent's hand, trashing one of these Digimons to deletion, draw 2 yourself, and then on deletion save. And then inherited, gain a memory for trashing stuff.
You want to tell everyone what your grade for this is?
D.
Why?
I mean, so it's not something you want to hard play a lot. Mad Leo requires other pieces, and is there that many draw cards in this set?
Not really, no.
That's what I thought. So you're not often going to get its ability, as well as save is not super useful because you're not using stuff from behind your Tamers.
I actually think like most of the time you're not hard playing this card anyways. You're digivolving into it, and I feel like compared to like Grizzlymon and Gaugamon, who we gave C's to, I would rather have the really niche ability of occasionally drawing 2 by just trashing one of its Digivolution cards in like an edge case. And I feel like that actually makes it a better card than like the C's that we had earlier.
Well, see, that's where I disagree with you, because it sits at the same cost, or it sits at the same Evo cost with a 1 extra play cost and the same DP. I feel like its inheritable is worse than both of the other 2, which you could potentially use, and its main effect is literally almost never going to be used. So it's essentially like playing a 5k DP guy that has a 6 cost. See, the way I look at it is a lot of times you're going to have to hard play a lot of your 4s just cuz. So I generally play the lower cost. Me personally, I generally play the lower cost stuff. So I would not play this probably at all.
I would probably play one of these, and I would be pretty happy, because I don't think it's that much different than Gaugamon and Grizzlymon. I think it's about the same level.
Gotcha.
But it has like a niche utility where you don't want this in multiples, but it's really nice to have as like I would rather have, like, if I know I'm only gonna have one, I would rather digivolve into this than the others, even though the inheritables and the others are probably a little bit better. It's like a niche card that I think has some uses, but like I said, it just gets worse the more of them you have.
Sure,
having one is nice, and I like that it gives you occasional utility against people who. It's a great sideboard card actually, because you can sideboard. And if your opponent has a they have a rare that like helps them draw cards,
True.
You play this.
No,
and you're
that's fair.
Happy.
I definitely see it being a sideboard card. I can see that.
I think I overrated it. It's probably like a C, but like I got a little haphazard, like, because you gave it a D, and I'm like, this is not a D. This is like a C.
Fair enough.
All right. Overrated it. You underrated it. It's fine.
All right, we'll move on to the last part of the commons, which is the 5s and the option cards. So we've got Garudamon, who is a straight blocker 7k and inherited when you can play on deletion or 1 red tamer with a cost of 4 or less for free. That part not so great. 7k blocker better. I like that.
Yeah, I like it. I think I gave it a B- just because the DP is kind of low, but it's like the best blocker you're reasonably gonna get.
Yeah,
because it's the biggest blocker. It's a common. It'll stop most of the level 4s. Not all of the level 4s, but it'll stop most.
Yeah, I think that was what I wrote, that it's the best blocker that's readily available in this set, and it beats almost all level 4s except Ogremon. And then, of course, the retaliation stuff.
And the amazing Soulmon.
That's what I just said.
Oh, sorry. No, I wanted to say it so bad. I couldn't cut you off in time.
You're
so
good.
sad.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I love this card. It's good, but it's not amazing. It stops almost everything below it.
True. Then we got our yellow-black Edamon. When digivolving or on play by trashing 1 with Suka in its name, you can in your hand or Digivolution cards to the end of the turn when your opponent's Digimon gets 3k and -1 security, which is, I think, pretty good. I didn't realize that it also gains -1 security, so I think that would raise it, because I have it as a D+. I might put that as like a C- actually. However, you need exclusively a Sukamon, and I think there's only 2 Sukamons in this set, so you need one for it to use its ability. So I'm okay with where I put it as a D+. So
you give it a C/D. You're looking at my grades.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you're looking at my grades.
I went all the way over. I guess I did give it a CD. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted to place it.
It's basically the same thing, but I still think it's a D+, because there's only 1 common Sukamon. My problem with it is that it's a 4 Evo.
I will say the thing that I think makes it the CD range is it's inheritable of, if you were to have a King Sukamon or a Sukamon, that prevents this Digimon's deletion. So like if you have, you could specifically play a Sukamon out on the field, knowing that your opponent's going to try and kill your big level 6, and then it would prevent your Sukamon your guy from dying.
It's got some utility if you got enough Sukamons to be worth it.
Right, which is why I said needs pieces can stall game.
Yeah.
CD. Not
That
great.
4 Evo just makes me sad.
Yeah, I know, for sure. Speaking of good
It's a
stats,
D+.
though, we're definitely going up into Digitamamon with the 10k DP and 7 cost 3k Evo. What do you think of that one?
I had this as my highest rated like level 5 common.
It's my
And
number 2.
yeah, it was. No, you have Blue Mira tied for
That's
it.
why I said it's number 2.
Spoilers. Oh, I thought you said that it is mine too.
No, it's number 2.
But no, okay, you meant number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I discovered something about one of the other cards, but this card is great. This card is great.
Yeah, having a
It's
10k
big
level
meaty
5
boy.
is super good.
Yeah.
It's gonna put in a lot of work early on. It's gonna put a lot of work in later on. It's a good card. If you get it, I would just put it in there.
I think I made a comparison in one of the like rares or something. This is like a shitty mega. It's like
It is 100%.
It's like a shitty mega.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, which is good. I also like the fact that he's got a Star David on his face.
He does. Tekkamon reboot,
Okay,
7k 3 call. Go ahead.
I want to go first on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait. Oh, I think I misread this card.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I thought this. I swear to God. I was looking at, I think the fandom page, and it said I thought the reboot was an inheritable. Never mind. This card sucks.
Oh yeah. No, if it was reboot inheritable, this card would be like a straight A.
Yeah. If hold on, let me just delete.
The last part of your mention.
Yeah, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, reboot's still good. So like you can freely swing him in, like obviously not freely swing him in, but like freely know that he's not going to be swung at by anything other than raid the next turn.
Yeah.
So like he's got that, but it's not the best.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of what the fuck card is it that I gave the fucking. It's not this one. Basically, no, actually, reboot's fine. It's like, I gave it like a B minus, but I think it's more like a C plus B minus. Realizing it's got reboot, like it might get deleted by something in security, but it like prevents. It's kind of got pseudo protection for itself,
What?
which makes it nice.
What are you talking about?
Because it protects itself by rebooting because it's not tapped, so you're.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about like when you swing into security. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, like
after
after
the
swings,
ends of
if it
turn.
survives,
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's why I gave it a BC because it's up there.
Yeah, it's pretty close to what I gave it.
Then we go into Musou Nightmon. It's not going to be great considering it needs Digicross stuff. I will say though it can go over other level 5s for a cost of 2, but it is treated as Darkmon and Tarumon, which is the 2 cards that you use. So if you happen to pull 2 of them, you can use them for itself. On play, when you play Digimon with Nightmon in its name or Bagger Army, which there are Bagger Armies in this stuff, you can, in its traits from your hand or trash under this Digimon as a top Digivolution card. Then one of those Digivolution cards, if that Taru is in it or itself, because that's how it works, Digivolve 1 on 3 of your opponent's Digimon, which is useful, but a lot of these effects are never going to happen.
You mean none of these effects are gonna happen?
If you have a Dark Nightmon, if you have 2 Musou Nightmons, you can use the one Musou Nightmon as the Tarumon, and then it would activate all of those effects. However, you would be then hard playing an 8 cost card.
And you're essentially just letting them build back up into something just as big as your Musou Nightmon.
Correct. Though I will say, if you were to Digivolve a Musou Nightmon into another Musou Nightmon, it would still do the same thing, and it would be kind of better.
Then I would be happy with it.
But I still give it like a very, very low C, probably just a D anyway.
Why did I give this a C minus? This is like a D plus.
Yeah, when you start looking over stuff, you just realize,
because it's a 4 Evo from 4, and then it's 2 Evo from 5. So you're spending, like, hypothetically, if you're doing the thing where you Digivolve over your own Musou Nightmon, you're paying 6 to go into another level 5.
So
it's awkward.
Yeah.
Just because of the cost.
Now, as you spoiled earlier, my top rated of these common level 5s is the Blue Marimon, because the retaliation is always good, and of course we know that it could get extra DP from Soulmon, your favorite. When Digivolving, draw 2 and then trash 2, which is, again, not as super useful in pre-release, but drawing 2 cards and then trashing is good, but like
it filters your hand.
It does. No, for sure.
Helps you find your bombs.
Then it has inherited when you play a Digimon by an effect, gain run memory. And there are a bunch of cards that play by effects. So it doesn't specify from trash or from whatever. It's just play any card out from effects. Really?
I can only think of one.
What? That plays a card out by effects?
Yeah. Can you name one?
Not offhand. But I know there's a couple.
One. I know there's one, and it's a super rare.
I know there's some stuff that do things with the sources, I think, with the blue somewhere, but...
Oh, yeah, the blue option card that plays a card from under...
I think something like that. Like, that could work with it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It would gain you a memory. So it's essentially just giving you an option to play those for one less.
Yeah, it's a niche effect, but it's a good niche.
Yeah, that's not why I put it in there for that. Yeah. I have it as a B anyway. It's not.
It's got a lot of good things going for it, and it's 8K if you have a Soulmon.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah.
And now we get into the option cards, which is the last of the commons. We have the Magma Bomb. When you would use this card, if you have a red Tamer, reduce it by 1. Not going to be super useful often because there's, again, only one red Tamer in this set, so you would have to pull it. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. Decent effect. Good deletion effect, especially if they only have one Digimon. But the issue with that is that they can easily get around it by playing a low Digimon.
I also have to know what's coming, though. I have a hard time rating the option cards because it's hard to know how often you're going to be able to cast them, because you have to have a red thing in play, and they have to have one thing in play that's big. When it works, it's going to work really, really well.
That's what
setting up is kind of hard.
I will say that Magma Bomb does not have an upper limit. So if your opponent did have a level 7, it could be potentially out of the game. So it says lowest DP too, and because it says lowest DP, if there's like a board full of the same DP, they're dead. Yeah. So this is also potentially a board wipe.
No, it's not. It says delete 1.
Does it say delete 1? Oh, it does.
1.
Take back everything I just said. Ignore what I just said. Never mind. It's a 1 cost kill. It's a one killer. It's decent.
Pay 6 to kill 1. And
potentially 5. Yeah.
I have it as a C+, but the more I look at it, the more I would just kind of want to give it a C.
I have it as a B, but I kind of want to put it as a C, or at least a C+.
The real problem is with the option cards is you have to have a red thing in play. They don't get around the
You still need the color. No, 100%. I agree. Yeah, no, options for sure need the color.
This is great in like game 1, and then you set it up the second games because your opponent has to play around it, and then you don't want it in hand.
So then we go into Crimson Flare, which is a separate removal. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8k DP or less. Then if you have a red Tamer in play, activate one of the on-deletion effects of one of your red Digimon with Vaccine. That means you're trying to play into the animal deck as well as the needing a red Tamer. So you're kind of needing 2 pieces for the price of 1 to be able to get this to go off. So I have it as like a low C potential because it still kills something with 8k or less, so it's not like that bad, but
I think it's better than Magma Bomb, but not by very much.
Yeah, not by very much.
Because you have this lower than Magma Bomb.
Not now.
Oh, not now?
Because I just changed the 1 to a C. So
because this guarantee kills something that you sort of want to kill. Magma Bomb might just kill a rookie.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
The other stuff is kind of crap, and Magma Bomb you don't really get to select at all. Like if your opponent has 2 level 4s, you don't really get to select with Magma Bomb. You do with this. It costs 1 less. I think it's just better.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not by much, but I have it as a B-. It's probably like a C+.
Gotcha.
B- area.
Next one, Maelstrom. You may play 1 Digimon card from one of your blue Digimon's evolution cards without playing the cost. Then you have a Digimon with Seedramon in its name. Return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower to the bottom of their deck. How do you feel about Maelstrom?
I have a rant about this card.
Okay.
I don't like this card.
Okay.
I gave it a C minus. I probably want to give it a lower grade. I probably want to give it like a D plus.
Yeah, I give it a C.
I looked into it a bit, and Maelstrom, you're paying 5.
Yep.
And you have to have a level 5 in play. You have to have a blue in play. And the reason I say you have to have a level 5 in play is because what do your level 4s cost? They cost about 5 on average. This costs 5. You're essentially just playing a level. You're just playing a level 4 if you have a level 5 in play.
You mean to make it worth it? It needs to be.
Make it worth it, yes. And to make this good, you have to have a level 6 in play, and it has to be blue, or you have to have another level blue or another blue. And in that case, you're probably just winning anyways.
Yeah,
and then you're just playing a level 5 for 5, which is really good. But the amount of setup you have for this card be good and actually be playable makes it so you just rather have a level 4 in your deck.
I understand. No, I get it.
So, like, I gave this a C minus, but it's probably like a D plus.
It's a C. It's a C minus, but you just don't want to run it. I gotcha. If you have a bunch of blues, maybe.
I want to change it to a D plus.
Gotcha.
Fuck this card. Even if you have a bunch of blues, they have to be high level blues too, because you just want the one big thing that to make your board wider.
Fair.
Fuck this card. Fuck this card. I hate this card.
Ice Statue. When you would use this card, if you have a blue tamer in play, reduce it by 1, so it's another one of those again. Trash top 3 Digivolution cards of your opponent's Digimon, then return one opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to their hand. So this is essentially a 1 card removal, but like an any card removal if it only has 4 sources.
So it basically is going to guarantee bounce a level 5. Like,
true,
because 2, 3, 4. Even if they have a baby, it will guarantee bounce a 5 almost all the time, unless they have like an x-antibody thing, in which case they wasted a turn on x-antibody in this set.
No,
so
100%.
You're fine. And it can occasionally bounce a level 6 if
they don't
have a rookie
or baby at all,
or they hard played like a level 3.
Well, you also got to remember, if they didn't have the babies in play, that level 2 is no longer there.
Yeah, so this is really good tempo. It's good if you're behind. It's good if you're ahead. I like this card. The only hard part is having a blue in play.
It's a BC for me. It's still not one I would play unless I have nothing else.
Yeah, the hard part's getting it to play. Like, I think I gave all of the option cards like half a grade too high because I undervalued or I overvalued how often you would have the color to cast it. But this is probably like a B. This is probably like a B. It's basically just another. I think it's decent to compare.
It's better, I think, for more like the sources.
It's better than Crimson Flare.
It is,
I think, but it costs 1 more than Crimson Flare because Crimson Flare kills anything AK DP or less. This can just make your opponent's level 6 weaker.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's got different utility, but it's about the same.
Gotcha. We have Megalo Spark. Same thing with the reduction of 1 with the yellow tamer in play. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8k DP until the end of their turn. How do you feel about that one?
It's Crimson Flare in yellow.
It's Crimson Flare, but better in yellow. I think because the minus 8k DP is automatically better because you're not forced to remove like something like it. So in the other one it says get rid of something that is 8k. If they have nothing that is 8k, you can't do it. This, however, automatic correct.
Like a Shoutmon or something.
Yeah, this automatically.
Yes,
exactly. It's
slightly better, but yes, it is better. I didn't consider that, but you're right.
Yeah, that's why I think that one was a little better. I have that one as a BC as well. Holy Sunshine. When you would use this, if you have a yellow tamer player, reduce it by 1, does the same done shit. Until the end of your opponent's turn, 3 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5k and minus 1 security. How do you feel about Holy?
Originally I rated this really highly because I'm like, I don't want to get rookie rushed. Fuck you. All your shit is dead. And then I looked at your grade on it. I'm like, this isn't as good as I thought. And then I thought about it a little bit, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good.
It is really good.
It's good, but for reasons I hadn't considered the first time. Because say you have a yellow thing in play, your opponent's almost dead. Like this, you're nearing the end phase of the game. You want this, because you just want to crack, hit this security, play this so you don't die on the way back.
Yeah.
Because it gives all their stuff sec -1. It's not even about deleting their stuff.
Right.
And then when it's your turn, you just kill them back.
You just
because
win. Right.
blockers are hard to come by.
Agreed.
And Holy Sunshine basically is just, you can't kill me this turn.
And even if they did have a blocker, Holy Sunshine's probably going to kill it.
Yeah. The only common blocker doesn't kill the Garudamon.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
It's just I gave it a B-. It's actually probably about a B-.
I have it ranked under Magma Bomb, but as again, I looking over Magma Bomb is a little bit lower. I would definitely have this as the best common option. Minusing 5,000 from like a level 6 can potentially prevent your 6 from being killed, because then the -1 security still allows them to attack Digimon, but like then it's not 13k or 12k anymore. It's 9 or
I didn't even
8
consider
or
the
7.
fact that like after your attack they can attack your Digimon, but this does make it worse.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have the High Mega Blaster.
Sorry, one last thing I want to say about
Sure.
Holy Sunshine.
Oh, go ahead.
Like your opponent's rookie rushing you, and this is in your security, and you get to laugh.
It's
all
game.
day.
It's yeah. You just laugh at them. 100%.
I can't wait for that to happen.
All right, High Mega Blaster. Choose one of your Digimon with insect in its traits. Suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon with DP less or equal to the DP of the chosen. Then, when your opponent's suspended Digimon can't unsuspend. How do you feel about that one?
The only thing that stopped this from being an F, is the fact that you don't have to have an insect in play for the thing to not unsuspend.
Correct.
So it's basically, I look at this as pay 3, your opponent's Digimon doesn't unsuspend, and that's like a C.
Yeah, I wrote it as potential stun, not reading it correctly, because the then is the then. But so that's why I would put this as a full B, because if you have an insect Digimon, that's 2 suspended, and then potentially a 3rd one also stunned. So if there's like any issues, you could just do that. But like, regardless, if you have 1, you can potentially get 2 suspends and a stun, and it's low cost, so it's good.
I think I'm just spoiled from playing Bloom Lord, where I have a 1 cost suspend your fucking thing, make you very sad because it doesn't unsuspend.
Yeah, but it's only 1. So it's like, so imagine if your thing did that to 2 Digimon, you gain your memories or whatever from the Bloom Lord bullshit.
That's if it's in security.
And then okay, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem with this is you're not guaranteed to have an insect. I didn't even look into how many insects there are.
I mean, there's the whole line because they made the Hercules Kabuterimon X.
Yeah, but I meant like more common. I
don't know that. Checking. I wasn't looking at it. We can look at it later.
Because I don't care, but my point is it's not trivial to have an insect.
No, true, for sure. It doesn't need this. This is a good still stun anyway.
It's common enough for them to have something suspended in play, but they can also play around it.
Sure.
I'm sticking with C.
I have it as a BC, and I'm okay with that.
I kind of want to give it a C-, but I'm gonna leave it at C because it's cheap, and I'm probably underrating it.
Gotcha.
But
something we actually had written in the uncommons, because on the fan wiki it was listed as an uncommon, but is actually a common as it shows on the picture. Is Buster Dive. Buster Dive, when you would use this card if you have a green Tamer in play, reduce it by 1. One of your Digimon gets 5k DP and rush for the turn. And then one of your Digimon may attack your opponent's Digimon. So that allows you to swing with 5k extra rush. Like you play something down, rush it, and then swing into your opponent's Digimon. I also feel like this could be a good way to kill your opponent's big boy. Like if they have like a big boy and you give your big boy 5k, and I mean the rushes shit doesn't matter, but like then it can swing into your opponent's unsuspended, because it says then you may attack your opponent's Digimon. It doesn't need to be suspended, doesn't need to be anything. It's just allowing you to just swing into it. So go ahead. I
want to double check how this works, because I'm pretty sure I know how this works, but I'm double checking with you.
Yeah.
It says one of your Digimon gets 5k and then rush.
Correct.
Then it may attack one of your opponent's Digimon. Does it have to attack with rush to attack the Digimon, or can it attack the Digimon?
So
Because it says then.
well, I mean, Rush gives it the ability to attack first turn. That's
But my
all
problem-
Rush does. It gets rid of summoning sickness for the turn.
Oh yeah.
So you could still
so
go
it will
up.
automatically attack the Digimon, even like because my problem with this card when I saw it initially was it cost 4.
Yeah.
So you're oftentimes not going to be able to rush with it.
So what you're thinking is Blitz.
But you can attack the Digimon with it even if you're going to pass the turn.
Wrong.
Based on how it's worded.
No.
You can't?
Rush does not. No, you're thinking Blitz.
No, I'm talking about the second part of the. No, I'm not talking about Blitz. Listen
Oh, okay.
Really
Okay, I understand now. Yes.
Yeah.
I understand. So it works the same way that the old Chaosmon worked, and that was the way Blitz was like brought into the game. So Chaosmon would Digivolve for 6, unsuspend, and then you could swing into one of your opponent's Digimon. Yes. So I do believe that then one of your Digimon may attack your opponent's. Correct. Now that you say that like that, yes, I agree with you that it can immediately attack anything even if you pass turn. Because that resolution has to activate before.
Yeah, I gave this a D+, not realizing that
It's an A.
it's then effect.
This is an A.
I thought it just yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it has a May, yes, but my point was I thought you have to. It said I thought it would just like gave it the option to attack into the Digimon, as in like with the rush, but because it's worded on the option card, you can get it even if you pass the turn. Because my problem with it was it cost 4, and if you're not at 4, you couldn't have attacked into it. So I vastly underrated this card.
So here's the thing. You still have to be able to physically attack to be able to use that, I believe.
Yes.
Because the way it's worded is then one of your Digimon may attack, meaning that it still has to be able to attack. So the rush is what
it just
allows
has to be unsuspended.
Correct.
And
yes.
rush, yes.
So or have already been on the field. But you can also choose any of your other Digimon to attack. It doesn't have to be the one that gets 5k DP and rush. Though that's probably what you're going to be doing anyway.
But this card is great because my problem with when I first read it was I thought like, oh, you pay 4, you gain rush, and then your turn ends and you're a very sad boy.
Yeah.
But this is essentially like a removal option.
Yeah, a couple sentences ago, you thought I said that's a May. I said no, that's an A. Like that's an A card.
Yeah,
A rank.
I give it a D+. That shoots it to an like I have.
It's an
like,
A rank card.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
an A rank card because the green cards are big in general, anyways. And giving it 5k and it's just gonna delete one of your opponent's.
Potentially,
names.
it's also a 3-cost card if you have a green tamer.
That's not even important.
Which isn't, but like it still makes it potentially better.
And the best part is like, hold on, then it may attack one of your opponent's Digimon. Oh, it doesn't say unsuspended though.
Yeah, it's what I said. That was the first thing I said.
Yeah,
it could just attack any Digimon. It doesn't have to be suspended. It just allows you to attack your opponent's Digimon.
Okay, no, I double confused myself.
I believe that is how it would work. It doesn't say attack one of your opponent's suspended Digimon, or else it would specifically say your opponent's suspended Digimon. This is for sure an A. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, we both underrated it.
No, I have it. So it's written in my sides. I have it written. I thought I had it as an A.
You have it a B, C.
I have it a B, C. Ooh, yeah, no, okay.
This card's an A.
Yeah, no, that's an A for sure.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Point is, we both fucked up. This card is amazing.
Yes. Good card. Buster Dive, good card. Put it in if you got it.
Figure out how it works, unlike us.
Cooties Kick. When you use this card, if a black tamer, reduce it by 1. Until your end of opponent's turn, one of your Digimon with Numamon, Sukamon, Nanimon, Atamon in its name can't be blocked and gains on deletion. Gain 3 memory. It's a good card in Numamon decks. However, like...
Good and Numamon in the same sentence.
I mean, the Sukamon deck, it's a Numamon deck. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be not tier 1, but it'll be like.
I meant in like sealed.
Oh.
Like a Numamon sealed deck. No.
No. If you can get a couple of these cards though.
No.
It's a 1-cost automatic gain 3 memory.
2-cost. It has to have a black tamer, and you have to have a Numamon, Sukamon, Nanimon,
right.
Atamon.
That's why I said potentially a 1-cost guaranteed gain 3 memory if you have them. That's why it's
costing 2. like it's only a net positive of 2, and you have to have all of these conditions met. This card sucks.
I didn't say it was good.
This card is bad.
I'm just saying I did give it a C.
This card's an F.
It could still be useful. That's why.
No,
but
it cannot.
It can be, because if you get the Sukamon stuff, it can superly good, especially because now your Sukamon, Nanimon, Atamon, Numamon can't be blocked. Imagine your opponent has just a field full of blockers and you only need to attack for game. You play this card.
What blockers? No, this card sucks.
I'm just saying, if your opponent has a blocker and you're going for game, you can use this card to win the game because they can't block it.
If you have a specific very shitty Digimon out.
I'm not saying that it's not a shitty Digimon. I'm just saying why it would be useful, because there's at least a full line that can use this. I'm not saying it's
situation
any
where
better
I'm playing
than
all of these horrible cards. I play this other horrible card to make it less horrible and win the game. No, this card is awful. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I mean, it's definitely not an F, but I wouldn't put it any higher than C minus.
No, I don't think there's a common Numamon. What was there a common Numamon? No, yeah,
there's
there was.
the Garamon.
There's Garamon, which counts as a Numamon.
Right.
I think there's one common Sukamon, and there's the common Edamon.
And a rare of both the Edamon and the Sukamon.
Yeah.
So there are 6 cards in the set that you could use that could be useful in this card. And one of those is an Edamon that's already a 7K. That I think doesn't have an on deletion stuff too. No, that's the one that when digivolving minuses 3K and security +1. I think those could work.
This card.
I stick with my C minus. I'm okay with that.
You know what? I'll give it an F plus. It's slightly better than I thought, because when you attack with your shitty Digimon into their security and then it dies, it'll be a net gain of 1 memory.
Well,
because you won't have a black tamer in play.
There are 2 black tamers in this set, is there not?
There are, but they're both rare, and
all tamers are rare.
Yeah. No, there's a secret and super rare.
Well, okay, but I meant minimum.
Rare plus, yeah. But fuck this card, because if they have to have a blocker,
you're too heated on this one damn card.
I hate this. This card is
okay.
bad. Don't play it. This is not a C. This is an F plus. This is
Evil Squall. When you use this card, Purple Tamer reduces by 1. Delete 3 of your opponent's unsuspended level 5 or lower Digimon. How'd you feel about Evil Squall?
I love Evil Squall. Evil Squall is great. Yeah. Unironically. If they're built, what's the scariest thing that can be happening? Them holding you back with blockers and stuff, with unsuspended stuff, and building up their board that's bigger than yours. And this stops that. And in the scenario where they're not doing that and they're attacking you, you can attack back. So this is good as a prevention from stopping your opponent from building up a board that kills you. And if they're attacking you, you can just fight them on the board.
I have 3 arguments against this card.
It's not good in that
it's not good. Good.
No,
correct. It's not good.
It is not good in every scenario, but it stops the scenarios where your opponent is preventing you from interacting with them, where they're building up blockers and preventing you from attacking.
I will say this card is so ridiculously situational to me, because this requires them to have at least, or to be useful, have at least 3 Digimon on the field that are unsuspended, which are already there. And
they don't have to have 3. Isn't not up to 3. Does
correct.
It have to be 3 specifically.
But it's an 8 cost fucking card, and I'm not playing an 8 cost card to kill 2 level 5s.
That's great.
It's not.
Yes,
it's not.
What are you talking about? You're crazy.
There's and also
Flare kills a level 5. It's cost 5.
Yes, I understand. I have this as a C. I have this as a C.
No.
It's not higher than a C, because the 8 cost in no, it's not. Because an 8 cost in pre-release. This requires your opponent to have 2 level 5s at least minimum, or 3.
Lower.
Correct. Right. But I'm saying, for it to be worth it, this requires your opponent to have 2 level 5s at minimum for it to be worth it to me that are unsuspended.
Holy Sunshine.
I find Holy Sunshine better.
Yeah, Holy Sunshine is better, but it's not much better.
It's 100%
Holy Sunshine is better
Because there's
of
no
security
situation it
attack.
doesn't work. Your opponent only has unsuspended, or your opponent only has suspended Digimon because they keep exclusively attacking every turn. This card is dead in hand.
In that case, you just fight them on the board. You play
Okay,
your own
but
Digimon
then
and
what if
attack
they're
into their
strong?
Digimon.
What if
they're
they're
strong, then
they
you're
have
fucked
the
anyways.
Digitamamon? Right. So this is a card dead in hand. Then if your opponent has level 6s, this card is dead in hand. At
But
least
what if your opponent's Digimon are unsuspended? This kills them when you can't interact with them normally.
if they're
It
level
attacks
5
them
or
differently.
lower. I
Yeah.
find this not useful because it's a high cost card to kill a not very high cost cards, because you're generally using this to kill 4s and 3s. You're not going to be killing 2 level 5s or 3 level 5s. It's not going to happen because most of the time one of those 5s is going to be a level 6.
This helps you in situations where you normally can't interact with the opponent, and in situations where they're attacking
And
you.
if they're at
can
that
interact
point
with
where
them
they have
board.
3 unsuspended level 5 or lower Digimon or anything else, they're already in a way better position than you. And using
this
this
stops them.
using this 8 cost card will put them back in a position to continue doing that again.
They're not. No.
That's where I will disagree
like-
with you on this. This is
No.
I'm
It
not
wouldn't-
saying it's a bad card. I'm just saying it's
I-
not good for pre-release, I don't think.
I think this card, if it deletes one level 5, I think it's below average deleting like a level
if it
5.
only deletes one level 5, that's
like a
not
C-minus.
worth it at all.
It's like a C-. If you delete one level 5.
I mean, I have it as a C-. That's my highest.
That's,
I'll go
like,
with that.
The base, like, I gave it a B because, like, it's a C- if you use it to delete one level 5, and then it covers scenarios
For
where
it's
you're
not a
completely
C.
fucked.
If you're using it to
It's
only
a great
kill
card
one
when you're
level,
behind.
but if
It's
you're
an
using it
it's
to
a
only
comeback-
kill
it's a
one
great
level
comeback
5
card.
as an 8 cost, that is not a C-. That's it's like a D+ if you're only using an 8 cost card to kill a level 5. Because there are 3 other cards in this set that will kill a level 5 for less cost.
This card wins you games you were gonna lose, and when you're ahead, you don't need it, and it's a dead card. And I really like having the option of having a card that wins me games in situations I'm gonna lose.
See, I don't feel like this wins you the game if you're in that losing position because it's such a high cost card. If it was like 6, maybe 7, but as an 8 cost card, like
This
generally
card would be
most of the
broken
time,
at 6.
and you can't put it at 7 because then it's in fucking BL Star. And then so like this card, it doesn't, I don't think it's gonna do what you think it's gonna do, because I think it's just gonna give your opponent too much memory. Because then say they have a board that where you can delete 3 level 5s. Why the fuck do they already have 3 level 5s or 2 level 5s on the field? Like that's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the problem is, like, if they're building up a board that's scary, I'm just gonna say I
just don't
give it
like
a
this
B.
card.
I give it a B. It's probably like a B- again because of the color requirement, but I still think it's a B-. I rate it higher than you.
I know you do.
And
Then that's why we have this debate. That's totally
Yeah.
fine.
I can see what you're saying, but I love having a card that can help me in situations where other cards
And I'm not saying it can't help you. It's just I just think this card doesn't outweigh its own costs. Is all.
All right, agree to disagree. We'll see what happens in the fucking pre-release.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do the uncommons. I've actually got them all listed on one list, so we don't have to do it multiple times. That'll make sense visually when they look at it versus you, which only hears me auditorily. Yes, you know my words.
Okay, Tokamon, your turn. Once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits, draw 1. Basically,
The same as the other one.
if you're playing one of the, I think they're all uncommon, or yeah, they're definitely all uncommon or above. The Devamon and Angemon are both uncommons. The Lady Devamon and the Angelwomon are both rares, and I think it's only those 4.
Yes. So
you don't really want to be playing the 2 rares because they're bad.
I will say, if you do pull the Mastamon, though, it is playable in this. So if you
True.
pull the gold Mastamon, you can play it.
you'll also have like the most valuable card in the set. And
True, and
you'll as soon as you can.
And you'll honestly might want to bring a one set of every one of those cards. Obviously, you don't have the Machine Dramon because I don't even have the Machine Dramon because I sold both of mine. But like, if you bring one of every one of those cards that comes, I have all four, so I'll bring in all fours. You can use those instead of because somebody pulled a ghost rare Omni, and they played the old one instead, that they wouldn't fuck up the new one. But yeah, no, I put this as a C. It's definitely easier than the Tamer ones because there's more cards to get from it, but like also it's more situational at that point.
I gave it like an A-, but like it's just better. It's not an A-. It's like the first. It's taking up an uncommon slot, and I don't like that. It is, yeah. It's the best of all the babies. It's probably like the best or second best, but it's. I don't know why I gave it an A-. It's a B+. I like all the babies. Play your first baby.
I understand.
But it feels bad because it takes up an uncommon slot.
Agreed. And I mean, Koromon is, I think, a little worse, or a little better. Sorry, worse. I say worse. I meant worse. Because when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, if it has Greymon in its name, which there's, what, 4 Greymon in there? There's, what, Greymon, Metal Greymon, Metal Greymon X, the weird Metal Greymon that's not actually a Metal Greymon, and War Grey X. So,
did you say Greymon X-antibody?
Yeah, so Greymon X, Metal Grey X, the weird metal...
Yeah, yeah.
Laser Beam, 5. And then War Grey. Yeah, Black War X. So there's only those 4 cards that can get it, and as well, like you have to delete something. So it's still a C. I think I have like every baby as a C except for maybe Sunamon, which I think
they're all basically the same. They're great if you have them. Play them if you have them. Yeah, they're great.
100%. Always use your babies because it's a free draw. I just don't rate them as anything higher than C's.
The difference between babies is pretty negligible.
It's really, yeah. So now we go to, Dracmon.
All right.
Once per turn, when you play another Digimon with Draymon in its name or Blue Flare in its traits, draw 1. There's not a lot of Draymons in this lane, but there are some Blue Flare stuff.
There's actually, I wrote down, there are more Dracos in here than you'd expect because I actually looked through the list. There's quite a few.
Oh, because there's Giga Dramon, Machine Dramon.
It just has Draco.
Well, it has Draymon in its name, yeah. So it just has
Draymon in its name, yeah. There's more than you think, but the problem is you're playing a card and it's going to be a higher level. It's going to give them a lot of stuff, and you're just drawing a card. And
yeah, this also needs to be there. Yeah,
it's not good, but like this hits more stuff than you'd expect.
So what this actually is Examon support. I don't know if you've ever played an Examon, but there's a lot of hard playing because the level 5s can be treated as level 6 for DNA. So if you happen to have this one just like out on the field, you hard play one of those for the high cost. You draw an extra card, do your DNA into Examon, and do all the bullshit, and then you have an extra guy out there too as well, and you draw cards for it, and then same thing with this.
It doesn't matter.
right. No, honestly, yeah.
But this card sucks.
Yeah, this sucks in pre-release for sure. I put it as a D. I think it has. Where is it? Where's it?
I gave it a D.
It's a CD.
It hit a lot of things.
Yeah, CD. Vmon on play, reveal top 3, add 1 Digimon with Vidra and 1 blue Tamer. The blue Tamer search is good, but the Vidra search is hard to get because then you have to have the lines. I also have this one as a CD.
I gave it, what did I give it? I give it a D+. I actually wrote down exactly what this hits. This hits exactly 1 common, 1 rare, and 1 super rare. And so it doesn't hit a lot.
It really doesn't, no.
And like even if you have like 2 of those, it's still like a C-. So it's not even a card you want to play, even if you have the cards it hits.
Gotcha.
So just don't run this card.
We have the Chumon. As we discussed earlier, if you go over a non-baby card, like a space that is the quote baby,
it's called place.
Yeah,
it's called place in the Digi-Raising.
It will not do the evolution cost, so that would be for 0, but no draw, obviously. When this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Sukumon, reduce it by 1, and if it has Sukumon or Edamon in its name, you would play a Chumon from your trash from its inheritable. Its inheritable is not good because you have to have then more Chumons, as well as its regular effect is also situational because you need those 2 cards. 1 card, because 2 cards. There are 2 cards with Sukumon in this set.
I don't like this very much.
Me neither.
Because
CD for sure.
Yeah, I give it like a C minus, but it's probably worse than that. Like you have to like the cards that we've gone over, the Sukumon and the Edamons are like average cards, and making an average card, playing a bad card to make an average card a little bit better is not good.
I can.
You don't want to play this. You're a little sad that this is taking up uncommon slot.
Yeah, no. So we have the Agumon, the green Agumon. Reveal top 4 cards, add 1 Tamer to your hand, place the rest to bottom. This one is better than the other searches, considering that it's an any card search. I have this as a BC because it's basically an any search. It's not quite a B because it's inheritable, requires a Tamer in play. If you get the Tamer off itself, it's good because it doesn't require a color, but it's not quite high enough to be a B straight for me, but it's still a good search.
I don't like it that much. It's like if you have a Tamer, 1 Tamer in your deck, I don't even know if I'd play it.
I mean, you play as many rookies as you basically have, and you don't try to use them. But like, if go ahead.
If you can cut any of your rookies, like if you're cutting rookies, say you have more than you want.
Yeah.
This is one of the first ones I want to cut.
Okay.
Even if I have 1 Tamer, because it's just the 1K makes me sad. Because like it doesn't do anything in security. Searching for your Tamer, most of the Tamers surprisingly don't. I think I went through and I think there's like 2 or 3 Tamers I like, and the rest are kind of bleh.
That's true, and we'll get to the Tamers when we get to rares.
But my point is, this helps Tamers, and not all the Tamers are good. If you have if you have one of the good Tamers, I would probably play this, but it wouldn't be that great.
One thing I think that pushes this, I think maybe a little higher for you, is that you're able to then, because it's green, use that 1 A card, a ranked green card that we ranked. Because you need more greens, like the whatever that one.
Oh, you mean the option card?
Yes, the old green option card that we ranked, both ranked in
yeah,
A.
but it doesn't help this because this is 1K.
No.
Yeah. It can enable it, but yeah,
it's got for sure. No, it allows you to use it. Like, say you have it on your baby up in the raising, your baby wasn't a green. It just allows you to play it with something else that you might have on your field.
Yeah, my point is, like, even if you have, it's like, to me it's a D. If you have a Tamer that's good, it's like a C minus.
I still say BC because I'd say 3 Tamers that can be useful. If you end up getting a bunch of Tamers, they can be used for colors for options. So I just say this is having a good Tamer search it's the only good. I say it's the only good Tamer search in this set. So if you need a Tamer. True. I mean, but it's one of the only searches that searches for any color Tamer, and I think that can be useful.
If you have a lot of Tamers and have a lot of options, then sure.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly with that little asterisk there. 100%.
In most scenarios, it's really bad.
Because it's a 1K. Agreed. Yeah, no, for sure. So then the other argument to the old Agumon is the Agumon x-antibody card here, because the x-antibody can go on top of that Agumon, giving you an extra Evo, or even if it's when Digivolved out in the field, reveal top 3 cards, add 1 with gray or x-antibody. You're not going to get the x-antibody because it's not in this set. And then... oh, wait, this says add card with 1 card in its name. Oh, it's different. It's so different than the old cards were. Because it required... Oh, that's so different. This is way better. This will be great. I'm sorry. I'm thinking ahead to Black War Gray X. Ignore me. And it's and 1 black Tamer among them to your hand. So this is also a black Tamer search. I say Agumon X, though, by itself is still only a C. Because it's a killer search, but not in pre-release.
Yeah, the only like I said, the only good thing this has going for it is that it's an x-antibody.
Yeah,
and there's like I said, there's 1 card that benefits from the x-antibody crap later. It's basically just
it's the
3K rookie. It's
yeah, it really, and it's a 4 cost, so you don't really want to do that. But it looks like some of the next we have Ignitemon, the one I know you're excited for your deck coming later. When attacking by deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with the same level or less. How do you rate this?
Big blowout. Like, the when attacking thing can be a huge blowout.
Agreed.
Like, imagine you and your opponent both have like a level 6 in play.
Yeah.
and you just like somehow you can move this out of your raising area. You just attack with your level 6, get a free security check, delete their thing.
Yep.
And it's just like you get a free security check over your opponent. It puts it over them. The inheritable can come into play sometimes, but is probably not going to do anything most of the time.
I have this as the highest rated uncommon 3 because it's just useful. Like this effect is actually very useful. It's a straight B for me. There's nothing that would ever put it below hand. The 4 cost is not that bad considering its effect is when attacking, and like you said, you attack with your level 6, get your free attack in there, swing with him, delete your level 6, delete their level 6, finish swinging your attack. So it's good. I agree with you. Yeah. Very good.
It is also my highest uncommon level 3, but I only gave it a C+ because I think most of these level 3 suck.
I agree. No, you're not wrong. So we have Chinkurimon, which is a purple Chinkurimon. It was a black one before, which I like the black one because it's a security one. By deleting this Digimon, reveal top 5 cards. I know you already said F.
It's a D- actually, but whatever.
Add 1 with Bagger Army and its traits. Place the rest at the bottom. On deletion, save. I will say if you get a lot of Bagger Army, it's good. However, it's not good. It's definitely a D in my opinion. If you get a lot of it, it can be a C, maybe a B, depending on if you get like Mervamon. However, like,
don't talk about my girl like that.
I talked about it in a good way. If you get Mervamon, use this card because it's gonna be good.
Use her in the same. You said her and this card in the same sentence. You're disparaging her.
But this card is good in the
seriously.
Mervamon deck. So what are you talking about?
I'm talking about like pre-release.
I know.
The literal only reason this did not get an F is Mervamon. Literally,
fair enough.
The only reason.
Yep, I have it as a D.
It's the only good part about this card is Bagger Army. End of story. All right, let's move on. That's a
Bergermon, blocker, good.
Good.
Always good. On deletion, inherited, you can play Run Red Tamer with 4 cost less. Same thing as the fucking Garudamon. Fine.
Yep.
That fine. But blocker is the good part. You always need a blocker. I think
stops all rookies.
Yeah, it's 5k DP, decent. I think I have this one as the highest rated level 4.
Same. For uncommon.
We have Shoutmon Trash 3. Material save 2, and then start a turn deleting this Digimon, gain 1. On play, reveal top 3, add 2 with Crossheart or Blue Flare, place the rest at the bottom of the deck. This card might be useful in Crossheart, not good in pre-release. This is a D.
It is. I also have it as a D, but there is one good scenario with this card, surprisingly, and it's the fact that it's a Crossheart.
And that for the Cutemon, is that what you're getting at?
Cutemon is another card that with the is only good because of its Crossheart type. But
so
they both enable them.
Or is this due to like you're thinking X7 or kind of thing, or
nope? I'm thinking Mervamon.
Okay, because Mervamon does use I forgot it uses Crossheart as not just.
And this is a level 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is so I can see that being a little bit better.
The only scenario this is good.
I got it. I still have it as a D because it's a high Evo cost, high drop cost, not very high DP. Start of your turn, deleting itself is not good. You're never gonna get to play it because Ballistamon and Darula are not in this set. Shoutmon, there's only one of in the set, and it's only gonna reduce it to make it a 5 cost. So, revealing top 3 is decent if you had a lot of those cards, but again, you're not going to have a lot of those cards.
Add card. Fuck this card. Hate it.
D. Yep. We have Vidramon. Vidramon, I think, is a little bit better, but not great. On your turn, once per turn, when you play a blue tamer, draw 1. You have to have blue tamers. It's not going to be useful unless you have one. DC.
It's just vanilla.
Decent.
It's slightly worse. It's worse than Ogremon.
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
It's actually it's probably like just a C. Because we rated the other level 4s that were 2 Evo and had 5k DP at like C.
That's fair. It is 6k.
Higher,
no, you're not wrong.
6K.
That's fair.
It's probably like a C, almost a C+, but still just a C.
Okay, yeah, C's fair for me. Andromon. On deletion, if you have a purple Digimon in play, you can play 1 Devimon from your trash. So this requires you to have a purple in play and a Devimon. So in your trash, too. Very specific. Andromon gets me very low C, D.
It's, yeah. That's about right. No, it's just a C. It's a bad C, but it's like a C-.
Sukuma. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say it's like a Grizzlymon with a slightly worse ability that requires an uncommon.
Agreed.
So no, fuck this. It's like a C-.
So Sukumon. On deletion, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Chu, Suka, Adamant to its name. All turns when this Digimon would be deleted by deleting one other Digimon, not necessarily yours, with Sukumon in its name. Prevent that deletion. I think I have it currently as a D, but I forgot that it's also a 3-cost card, and it's a 4-cost for level 4, so I might actually raise that to a C.
Yep. It's the same discussion we had for the other.
Agreed.
Sukumon,
That's why I gotta change it for
Numamon,
the Garamon.
But yeah, it's basically the exact same thing.
However, it's 1K, which I think the other Garamon also was, too. But
the other one was
ahead.
like 2 or 3K, I think. But it's essentially gonna be deleted by the same stuff.
However, if you do have all of the other, like, if you get a bunch of the other stuff, like again, because there's 6 other cards that work. Sorry, 5, because the Garamon does not work with it because it doesn't get Numamons. It could still work with this, especially because if you end up with a King Sukumon and this Sukumon, if you get a King Sukumon, you want to play all the Sukumons that you can play.
Yeah, the problem is this is uncommon, so it's not
correct
seen with that too often.
Correct. Yeah.
But the 1K in security is going to be bad. It's gonna be sad.
But the 3 cost I think is definitely useful. So
most of it,
C.
Yeah, C plus ish. If you if you rush out to play it like we were talking about before.
Agreed. Next we have Snatchmon. When Digivolving, you place 2 Vemon, which Vemon you're not going to get a lot under Digivolution. Then if it has 4, and it's return 1 Fusionized from your trash, which also means you need to have another card. Snatchmon, I have as an E. This is my worst level.
I have it as a D-, and the only here, let me read what I wrote for it. At least it does something, even if it does it badly. It's like me in card form.
Oh, nice. Hey, it's cool looking.
Incarnate.
At least.
Yeah, Jay, I am quite cool looking.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, this is trash though for pre-release because you need multiple copies of Vemon, and you're maybe lucky to get 2.
It's a D-. It's not enough.
It's an E for me, baby.
It's fucking horrible.
Devimon. While you have a yellow Digimon or Tamer in play, this Digimon gains Rush. I find this one better than the Angemon because its requirement is only a yellow card, and then also makes it better. But then also Retaliation is what it gains as well. So the Rush Retaliation is the good part. I would say Devimon is probably tied for the best, if not the best, with Bergermon at a B tier, high B tier.
Yeah, I give it a C+. It's at least a B-.
For sure.
Just because of the Retaliation, but like it's like C+, B- because it's a little hard to activate because you have to have something else yellow in play, so you have to have a bit of a wide board. Like you have to have at least one of the thing. It's great when it's activated. It's a little difficult to activate, so C+, B- for me.
Fair enough. Into the 5s, our first one is Grap Leo. I realized we placed it into the commons by accident. I have this one rated as a C because it's got Raid, which is decent. It's got 7,000 DP. It's okay. 7 costs, 3 Evo. It's okay. It's generic for everything, and Raid is okay. It's got the same ability that its inheritables would have. So if it happens to switch into another attack or gets blocked, this one actually trashes a top of security card. I think that makes it as a better inheritable than the other ones, and I think that's what makes me say it's a level. It's like a C tier, but like high C tier.
It's just C to me. Just this card screams C.
If you happen to get into something with Raid level 6, or if you somehow bait your opponent into blocking, it can still trash a security card. That's why I keep it in C, because it's not going to happen very often.
Well, my problem is, like, I'm just looking at it for itself. Like, the problem with the Raid thing is, like, Raid forces you to attack the thing with the highest DP. So Raid...
It does, yes. That's if
feels bad.
You may switch, though. So, like,
like,
it doesn't have to, but...
Yeah, it's a little... It's pretty average in terms of DP, the Raid. I guess it's a decent option.
Yeah, that's why I said...
in the inherited, like, if they're switching if you have a level 6 and you're attacking and they're, like, blocking, Because and they're blocking, you're probably killing it anyways because the blockers
they're not
are lower DP anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like it does it. A lot of its abilities look like it does stuff, but it does a lot less
without its.
So I actually kind of have it as like a low C, like a C minus.
I can see it not. Yeah, I still have it just straight C.
Yeah, it looks like it does more than it actually does.
Agreed. So then we have a Metal Gray and Cyber Launcher.
Did you make Smock Gagumon? That should be next.
Nope, you're right. I did. I walked right over it. So next we have Mock Gagumon. When Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains Blocker. So it is one of the pseudo blockers in this set. It's still Blocker, but not fully. And it gains 2,000 DP for every 4 cards in your opponent's hand. So this could potentially make your Blocker like 11k if it's like late enough in game, maybe even 13k if it's that late in the game, but like you're most likely going to have like a 9k blocker.
Yeah, I have it. I assume 9k is about the average of what you're going to expect from
Probably, yes.
I like this card quite a bit. I gave it a B.
I have this one somewhere. I have up.
Well, I'll explain a little bit what you're
go
doing
for
that. Well, it has the highest potential to be a decent blocker. Like this is probably like the best blocker you can get on the field reasonably well, and it stalls your opponent to get you into like a bomb. It doesn't need to have blocker for too long because it's a level 5.
Yeah.
It's got average DP for level 5.
True.
Because the level 5s, like the bad ones, have 6. The average is 7. Goods are 8, and then then you have Digitamamon, who's amazing.
Yeah, no, I have this one.
It's average with a great ability.
I have this one as a BC because it can be really good, but also fairly generic still. Otherwise,
it's generic, but it's got an amazing ability.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I get straight B for me.
Gotcha. Metal Gray, Cyber Launcher. This is also treated as Metal Gray and Cyber Dramon. So there goes with your Draymon search. That also works for this.
Yep.
Armor Purge. Armor Purge is a decent ability because when it would be deleted, it takes this specific card off the top of your stack and then it stays as a stack. So that's always good, especially because it can Digivolve over another level 5 for 2 cost. So if you went over, say, like a Digitamamon into this thing and then it armor purged into being a Digitamamon again, it just got stronger again, which is good. On play, when Digivolving, you can place 1 Digimon with blue flare in its traits from your hand or under your Tamers under this Digimon as a bot Digivolution card. That would be the only good use of any of the save mechanics. Then return 1 of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the bottom of their deck. If Cyberdramon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, which you would probably require another one of these because there's not a Cyberdramon in this deck, I don't believe, or in this set. Return 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower to the bottom of their deck. I have this one as a D because all the materials I said are not in this set. The Cyberdramon, you would need multiple of this exact card to do the Digicrossing. However, Armor Purge, now looking at it again, Armor Purge can be useful, and I think it might put it to a C, D, but not quite up to a full C.
I gave it a C+. It basically just gives your whatever you want protection. Like it just acts as protection. They have to kill your thing twice.
Yes, but there are few cards in this set that just give negative 8,000 DP. So that could just immediately kill it anyway, because Armor Purge doesn't block DP reduction.
True, but I'm like those are mostly options and
True.
They're not
You're not
super
wrong.
common. Like you can get blown out going into this, but like if you're just attacking and like you get deleted by something in security, it adds another level. It's just another level of protection. Armor Purge is pretty good. I would rather have this over most of
the other level 5s.
Crappy level, like an average compared to this to an average level 5. I think this is slightly better just because of the Armor Purge.
Fair enough.
I don't care about anything afterwards, so I have it as a C+.
I can put it as a C. That's fair. Let me concede.
I think it's at least a C. I think it's somewhere in the C range.
Gotcha.
Because the Digivolution cost is kind of high.
Yeah.
But the Armor Purge is what makes it good. It's essentially just makes them kill something twice.
Yeah. Next we have Panyamon. This card is also treating as having Leo in its name. We play 1 green or blue Tamer with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without playing when Digivolving. And then you can play, when you play something by effect, one of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn. That's a good inheritable effect. However, it needs to be played by an effect.
Yeah, his effects is both his effect and his inherited both read to me as basically almost always do nothing. So he's just a vanilla. I gave him a D+. He's probably like a C-.
I gave him a C just because, like, if you do get the green or blue Tamers, he's also a search for that.
Yeah.
Synergy.
He's
but his
C,
inheritable is why I gave him the C.
If you have something to search.
Yeah.
Because he's basically just generic.
Agreed. Then we have Metal Tyrannomon. When Digivolving on play, for each green or black Tamer you have in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, one of your opponent's suspended Digimon can't unsuspend. So this requires a black or a green Tamer. However, I really like this ability because when you're Digivolving up, it'll be like a 4-cost stunner that then can't unsuspend if you have a green Tamer. But also,
no, it's not if. It's not if. It says then.
Oh, you're right. Well, yeah. So it's one of those again. It keeps getting me.
Stunned.
It keeps
doesn't
getting me.
Need the Tamer.
Yeah, it doesn't need it to do. It doesn't need it to keep the stun, but it needs it to do the suspending.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so I read this better now. Then I like this better.
And for that exact reason, I gave it a C+/B-.
I would probably raise mine to that exact same thing. Correct. Yeah. Then we have Gigadramon. Jamming, always good.
Hey. Oh, I want this. I want to do this.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
It's got jamming and it's inherited as reboot. This card is amazing. I originally thought I saw this card and I'm like, oh, this is kind of crap. And I thought about it a bit. You play into the Gigadramon.
Yeah.
And here's what you do. When you got this thing on the field, you attack with it. It's got jamming. Great. Can't be deleted. You get the free security check. You Digivolve into your level 6. That gets the inherited, unsuspends it, so your level 6 is safe.
Yep.
So you basically get a security check for free with this thing.
And especially in pre-release, where a lot of the option cards aren't really like as detrimental, especially to a level 5. This thing is basically swinging in for free and then getting to Evo up into something that
That's exactly it.
I will raise my I had it as a BC. I'm gonna raise it to an AB.
Really? I gave it a B- just because it's a little weak.
It's like, weak. It can... However, like you just said, you're generally going to be using this to swing jamming and then immediately Evo.
Yeah,
if you can.
It was just like I was thinking like the option cards are all like some of them give -8K.
Yeah, I'll stick it to straight B. It's really good. That's fair.
I kind of want to move it up. I just want to give it a straight B.
I gave it a straight B as well.
Yeah, it's a good card.
It's a good card. Then we have the Waroseedramon, which is on play and Digivolving. You may play 1 purple or blue level 3 from one of your purple or blue Digimon Digivolution cards without paying its cost. When you play something by effect, gain 1 memory as the inheritable. I have a feeling that this is never going to happen.
I actually I wanted to know how often this would hit. Oh fuck, I hit cancel browsing. No. I actually did the math. You know how much this hits 25% of common rookies.
Okay.
Like the effect, the on play when Digivolving effect. So 25% of rookies, that's not a lot.
It's also
this because purple and blue is 40% of the colors.
And it would also need to be
it's not even.
But it also has to be underneath a purple or blue Digimon. So both of those cards need to be one of those colors. So that's like a super specific, and that's a
it just means
D.
from this.
Which if you have one of those under this, yes. But if you have another Digimon in play that's either a blue or a purple, you could use it.
Yeah, but I was just thinking like I actually did the math because I was curious because purple and blue are 40% of the colors, right? Because there's also yellow, green, black.
Yes.
Oh, and red.
No, there's 7 colors.
There's 7 colors? Oh, well, I did the math wrong, but it only hits 25% of common rookies. It's not going to hit something a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no,
I don't know, like it's +1 KDP for like a +1 Evo cost, which I don't think is worth it
for sure.
And the inherited isn't gonna do jack, so it's like a C- to me. It's like a low C-.
Yeah, I got a C. I put it as a CD on my list for sure.
Yeah.
Then we have Clavis Angemon, the first level 6. When digivolving, if you have 5 or fewer cards in your security, recover 1. Opponent's turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -4K for the turn. How do you feel about Clavis? You want me to talk about him? Because I think he's great. I think he's definitely an A or B. He's a high B, low A. Because if you have under 5 security, which there's not any other way to get above 5 security in this set, so that's an automatic recovery 1. And then opponent's turn, if anything is taken from my security stack, if you have anything 4K or lower, it's dead. Yeah, that's a good card.
I gave
Killer
it a
card.
B. I gave it a B. It's probably like a B+. It's it's so easy to trigger the opponent's turn. They can't go wide because of the +4K.
Also, it says
it's
not once per turn. That's what I was just about to say. So you keep attacking my security, I can lower the same guy over and over again. You attack me, I kill your level 6 potentially in 3 attacks.
This is one of I really like 2 of these uncommons quite a lot.
Clavis is probably my favorite.
Level 6s.
Yeah.
Clavis is, I have Clavis really close. I think it's like a close second. I'm gonna have to double check, but like it's B+ A- level.
Gotcha.
It's really good.
So then we
Metal
have
Edamon?
Yes, Metal Edamon.
Okay. Yeah.
Reveal top 4. Add. You may play any number of Digimon with Chumon, Sukumon, Edamon in their name, whose total play costs add up to 7. So I would say if you have these cards, that's a good effect. However, it's a low DP guy, so he's not super strong.
11K is respectable enough.
But generally now that's low level 6.
That's the lowest a level 6 can be, but it's
that's
still
not. There are some 10s.
There are?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of 10s from the old sets.
I was keeping an eye out. I'm pretty sure 11 is the lowest.
I'll have to look again, but I feel like there's 10s in the old set.
If there's, I was looking at this set. I'm pretty sure 11 is the lowest in this set for 6s.
Oh, this set? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was talking about previous sets.
Oh, I'm comparing everything to this set because that's what matters.
Good. No, I know. Sorry, continue.
But like, if I were to play a Sukumon's deck, it would be because of this card. This card is really good.
To just flood the board.
This card is good enough that I would play bad cards to make this, to like basically just enable this card.
Agreed.
I would play the Sukumons just to, if I got one of these, I would probably play the Sukumons in the deck just to make it good. This card makes things better.
Agreed.
But it's only like even with the Sukumons, it's probably only like a B- C+. So I don't want to get this card, but I would play it anyways.
Yeah, I have it as a C for sure.
If you have the support, if you don't have the support, this card's bad.
I feel like I missed one.
There's two more here. Titamon and Justamon XL Arm.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Titamon is right there. I keep missing the thing that's literally under the thing that I'm looking at. That's why I keep missing it. Titamon Piercing has piercing, so it still does security checks. When digivolving, you can trash 3 cards in your hand. If you do each card trash, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then for each suspended Digimon on your opponent's side, gain 1 memory. This is a good effect. I have it as a B. It's a pretty good effect. I
gave this an A-. It's probably a little lower than that, looking at it again. Because I was looking at it as like it's reducing its own play cost. Or
it's not though. It's just
not
gaining memory.
Play cost, digivolving cost
yeah,
is what I meant.
Yeah, but no, but it is gaining memory, not reducing itself. But yes,
but the piercings what I really
piercings
like
was
about
good. Yeah, for sure.
It's the combination of the two, because if you can
get up to it for like a cost of 2, suspend your opponent's Digimon.
Yeah, you can essentially like tailor how much stuff you discard to reduce the cost as much as you need to get the piercing.
Yeah,
and it puts you ahead. It's great, but you're discarding a shit ton of cards to do it. It's I had it better as Clavis Angemon, but Clavis Angemon's better.
No, Clavis is better for sure. But this is still a good card.
This
Definitely play it
like
if you don't have many other sixes.
Somewhere in the B range.
If you're debating between sixes, this is probably one of the ones you would go with.
I would absolutely play this. Like, regardless of your 6 pool, this is gonna be way above average.
Agreed. Justimon Excel Arm. I've never liked any of the Justimons ever.
This card's a joke.
I mean, it is because this just it requires Justimon that's not Excel Arm, and there's none in this set.
Yep. You can't activate its Digivolving effect whatsoever.
It's literally just a 12k 4 cost guy. That's it.
Not worth it.
That's it.
It's bad.
For sure. Not even worth it. He's a D.
Okay. Well, oh wait, there's options to go over still.
Yep. Options. Poison Powder.
Hold on, I gotta adjust this.
Buster Dive is not an uncommon, as we learned, but Poison Powder. Okay. When you would use this card, reduce it by 1 if you have a green tamer. Until the end of your opponent's turn, all other Digimon gain. All turns when this Digimon became suspended, lose 1 memory. That would be super ridiculous in Bloom Lord, actually. Or not Bloom Lord, Grandis. Not super broken in Grandis, but could be useful in Grandis as a 1-of.
I don't like this card.
I don't really care for this card either. Poison Powder is a BC. It prevents large board attacks.
No.
What?
This card is bad.
Why do you say that?
It's a D+.
How?
You're paying 3 to maybe gain. You're like giving them like they have to attack you 3 times for you to go net neutral on memory.
I have 2 memory. Just here. I have 2 memory. Okay. I play Poison Powder to give your whole board, when they're suspended, all gain the 1. That means every time you attack me, you lose a memory. You start with 1. You have to use your 1 remaining memory to attack if you want to attack. It's essentially a worse Ice Wall.
Just Digivolve.
I mean, right, but you're going to pass back the turn. So this is a, and I know, I don't like this card either. I have it as I'm probably just going to keep it as a C, but like it prevents, like say they have like a full fucking board, like a 5 cards on the field, and they're definitely going to go for game next turn. This would prevent them from going for game because they
don't give them the memory then. You're giving them 3 memory then.
If they have a full board, they can't kill me. But like if I'm giving them,
why are you giving them the turn? Just play something that does something. They'll just kill you the next turn.
If you have nothing else. I'm not saying this is a good card, and I'm not saying play it. I'm just saying it's a C. It's not that horrible.
Yes, it is.
It's just a worse Ice Wall. That's all it is.
Ice Wall is good because it costs 1. And it gains you 2 memory.
Right, which is why I said this is just a worse
3.
Ice Wall.
This is a horrible Ice Wall.
Well, there's also like 3 other cards that in this set that also suspend Digimon. And then as well as the Tyrannomon.
You have to pay 3, do the other things, and suspend their stuff to gain memory back. No, fuck that. This is bad.
I mean, that's the whole point of this card.
It costs too much to be worth it, though. Because like
you're right. In a normal circumstance, this is a 2-cost card. Because you don't have a green tamer, this is a 3-cost card. Yes, I agree. It's not a good card. No, I agree.
It's a bad card. It is a bad card. It's basically just shipping your opponent 3 memory to Digivolve.
If you're at 0.
No, it's like you are like it doesn't. I'm not saying it sets them at 3. I'm saying you're giving them 3 memory for free to Digivolve. It's a bad card. It's a really bad card. Like in situations where you're behind and you're playing this, you're just giving them memory for free to Digivolve their board from like being a wide board to being a stronger wide board.
It's a stall turn. That's what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah,
that's all.
It does nothing. It doesn't advance your board at all.
It didn't.
Stalling yourself is bad. It's really bad. You're better off just like Digivolving something for 3 than doing that.
There's a lot of circumstances in which you want to stall your opponent because you can win next turn. Like, say in a situation where I've killed your whole security, but my board is then destroyed because of your security. I have something in the back that's, let's just say it's green because I don't have a green tamer in play. I play this card to pass you over to 1 memory. That means you have to do all your things in 1 memory and prevent me from having my last game attack. I'm not
really specific
I know it
scenario.
is. So is every other card in pre-release at this moment. That's why. That's the only reason my justification that it's a C is because there's
it's not a C.
You're
better off just playing a Kodamon. Play a Kodamon.
If you get him, yeah, for sure.
It's common, yeah.
I get
sucks. This card's bad. Do not play this card, Jay. I am 100% like solid on this. This card is bad.
I'm gonna play it against you just to spite you.
Do it. I will digivolve into something stronger and make you very sad.
Sure. Fusion Eyes.
Yay! Oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
This is the worst card of the set by a lot.
Okay.
When you use this, let me read the effect. When you would use this card, if you have Snatchmon in play, reduce the cost by 1. So
Only
that does
Snatchmon.
nothing.
Yeah.
Main, by playing one Venmon or Despermon from your trash under one of your Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card, you may Digivolve one of your Digimon into one Despermon or Galacticmon from your trash for its Digivolution cost. Security effect, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Play Venmon from among them without paying its cost. Trash the rest. This is the worst card in this set. This is so bad.
For pre-release, 100%. In a Galactimon deck, it's a good card.
Well, that's the only thing that makes it function.
I know.
I mean, list all the reasons why this is bad.
Go
One,
for it.
You need a black Digimon in play. 2, you need a Venmon or Destromon in the trash. And then you also need another card, Destro or Galactic, in the trash already.
As well, yeah.
Meaning, presumptually, you've already played the cards and they've already been deleted. So, like, your really good cards have already been deleted.
Yep.
This is absolute garbage. You're better off. This is the worst card in the set. You have to have things in play. You have to have specific things already there and deleted, and they've. It's just horrible.
No, I
You
get
have
it.
to have specific cards that aren't even common. Like,
Yeah,
the
no, it's
only
a bad
common
card.
is Venmon, and Venmon's horrible.
And you're never gonna get more than like 2, really, realistically.
This is the worst card of the set. Burn it. Okay, don't literally burn it.
I mean, you can, I guess.
You can, and it wouldn't make much difference.
Astral Snatcher, also known as Ass Snatcher. If you you may place up to 3 cards with Bagger Army and their traits from your trash under one of your Digimon as the bottom Digivolution cards, or under one of your Tamers. Then, if you have a Digimon or a Tamer with Bagger Army in its traits, place one of your opponent's Digimon under one of your opponent's other Digimon as a bottom Evolution card.
I don't even remember what this card does. It just says Bagger Army.
It does. It's not a bad card. So if you have enough Bagger cards, this can be a really good, like, hey, you have a level 6 and a level 3 on board. I'm going to shove your level 6 under your level 3 and then kill it. Like,
for 7? I'm going to kill your 2 cards for 7.
I didn't say it was good.
You know, that sounds a lot like Evil Squall to me for 7.
It's not. Well, wait. What did you rate Evil Squall then? Didn't you rate Evil Squall's really good?
But this also has the requirement of Bagger Army, so it has an
card.
additional requirement.
This card's a D.
This card's an F.
It's not good. All right, and we'll move on to the rares. First one we got is our Biomon reveal top 3, add 1 red card with vaccine and 1 red tamer. So it is a dual searching at least. I have it as a BC because it's dual searching.
I have it a B-. I actually did a quick check. It hits 3 common Digimon. It hits 3 common, 3 uncommon, and 2 super rares. And then it also hits the tamer.
The red tamer, yeah.
So it actually hits a lot of things. So normally I wouldn't like this effect, like even the hitting the tamer, but it hits so many things.
It hits other
and
things.
And the things it hits mostly have blocker and are
or
so,
raid, yeah.
Yeah. It hits a lot of
it's not a bad card. I have it as a BC, so your B- is good too.
The searchers I normally think are trash, but this one's good.
We go into a worse searcher, Galgamon. Reveal top 3, add 1 Digimon with Galgamon in its name, and 1 blue tamer. Yeah, this one is slightly less specific. I have it as a C.
Lot less specific. It hits 2 cards, I think, 2 or 3 cards. I have it as a D+.
I still like the searching ability because, again, if you get it, but like, it's not great. It's a 1K boy. It's not super great.
Even if you have the cards, it's like a C- to me. It's not good. It's like you'll play it if you have the cards, and you'll be a bit unhappy with it. But most of the time, this is trash.
Yes. All right. So let me actually. I feel like these numbers are off. They're not. Number next one. Tyrannomon. Yes. When digivolving, you may play one Tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without playing the cost. I have it as a C, but because it can play any Tamer that is a 3 cost, and there are 4 of them that are 3 cost. However, you need the Tamers. That's the only issue with that.
You know, I looked this over, and it's got a play cost of 5, which is fine. It's 5k, which is fine. It's pretty fine all around. The only problem is it digivolves for 3.
Yeah. But if
like
you
a
do
C-.
have a 3 cost Tamer, it's a free 3 cost Tamer, so it can be useful. But again, that's why I still have it as a C.
I have it as like a C-. You have to have the Tamer in hand too, and not have already played it.
True. It's not disagreeing with you on that one at all.
It's like a C- for
sure.
It's below average. You don't want to run it, but you might have to.
Gotcha. So next we have the last level 4, which is Tuarmon.
Hold on, before you say this, I just want to say this. I don't like this card. I don't want to read all this crap. I'm glad you're reading the cards because I hate this card.
You're good. He's got Decoy, but only for Bagger Army, which I think that sucks ass. Because if he had Decoy like purple-black, that would be awesome. That would make him very good. However, having Bagra Army Dirk as the only thing that he can decoy sucks, because that means he only can be used in a Bagra Army. All turns, if you have a U Amano, can't be deleted. However, that goes against that too, but that also goes against the decoy ability. The issue with the all turns of U, even if it did have U Amano in this of being deleted, is that you then no longer can use decoy, because the way decoy works is that when something else would be deleted, you have to delete this. So if it can't be deleted, then you can't activate the decoy, so it works against itself. And then on deletion, you can play one Damimon from your trash suspended. Is there even a Damimon was in this one?
Absolutely
not in this. Yeah. So it's pretty trash.
I literally wrote the latter 2 abilities do literally nothing.
Yep. So I have this as a D just because it's a 6,000 and has decoy because there are Bagra Army in it. However, it's not a great card.
Yeah, you want your 4s to Evo for 2.
Yes,
and this
at least. At the most, I mean. Yeah, for sure.
All right, 5s.
We have Omni Shoutmon. When you would Digicross, which you're probably not going to do too often, the name of this card is also treated as Shoutmon, which is interesting because as a Shoutmon, it can be used as the Shoutmon Star Sword. So if you happen to have this, you could use this one for the Shoutmon. Also, as well as a Shoutmon Star Mode can Digivolve into this for a cost of 4. And I think that's something I missed when we were going through the list. That makes it a little bit better. I would still say, because when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4k or less. If it has Shoutmon in its Digivolution cards, delete 2 of them, which is possible because there is a Shoutmon, but there's only the one, so it's not very often going to happen. And on deletion, save.
What? What do you mean? Aren't the Shoutmon X3? There's like the Shoutmon Star Sword.
Correct, but I guess Shoutmon X3 could go underneath. You're right. I did forget about Shout X3 because I was like, those Shoutmon Star Sword is the only one that can go under it, but no, it's not true.
Shoutmon X3 uncommon or common?
Shout X3 was common, I believe.
Okay, so they're both semi-reasonable to have.
Yeah, so it's not bad. As well as then this can be used for like Omni Shout, and then inheritable. While this has Shoutmon, it gains security +1. So that's a decent ability, especially if you get one of the higher Shoutmons, or what I believe Greymon is also considered Shoutmon. Is that true? I don't remember. We'll get to them in like 7 cards.
I'm not positive though.
But there are a couple of higher Shoutmons that you could then give security +1. This Shoutmon I think would go really well into the current Shoutmon deck as like a 1 or a 2 of. That way you can use him for the Sec 1. But it's not very useful in pre-release. I have him as a C.
I have him as
maybe
the
a
highest.
B.
I have him as the highest of the level 5 uncommon, or the level 5 rares. Mostly because the level 5 rares are bad, but like it's got decent DP. It digivolves for 3, which is average. It's when digivolving doesn't require like the delete one with 4K or less doesn't require the Shoutmon. It's just the additional one requires a Shoutmon.
Mm-hmm.
So it does, and then potentially gives security attack +1. So the way I look at it is, it's a vanilla 5 that digivolves with 8 for 3 to 8K and can delete a rookie.
Gotcha.
And that's good. I think that's good.
I agree.
That's well above average.
I think
it's like a B.
I think I would place him higher on the
B-
list than
minus.
what I have him currently, but like, yeah, he's still BC. I would
Yep.
definitely say. We go into Arrow Digimon. By suspending this Digimon once per turn, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add all blue Tamer cards to the hand, place the rest at the bottom of the deck. This would be really good in the deck, but itself is not good for pre-release because you're not gonna get like any blue Tamers, but it's possible. And then when attacking Inherited, activate one of your arenas on play effects, which again is good if you had Rena, which there's only the one of, and it's the secret, and you're not gonna fucking pull it.
This is just a vanilla. Like, compare this to the Omni Shoutmon. It just does nothing.
I
Like,
will
it's
say he's
vanilla.
8K.
So is the Omni Shoutmon. But like, you don't even want to
no, I
use the
know.
ability if you
No.
do have a Tamer.
Agreed.
Because you tap it, and you're just like, they're just gonna kill your Arrow Vidramon.
No, I agree. I have it as just a straight C. He would definitely sit under.
Exact same.
We have the Angelomon. I even put out the alt art one because he is Angelomon. It's gorgeous. When digivolving, you may search your security stack, reveal one Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel, and add it to your hand. If you do, recover one, then shuffle security stack. When you play a Lady Devimon or a Mirai, gain 1 memory. Those are situational. It's a decent card. The only thing that puts it, I think, as a BC for me is that you may search and pull a card from it. However, regardless of whether you can pull anything from it, you get to search your security stack, and that's an instant information gain. And I think that's crucial in this kind of stuff. Like, once you know your security stack, it's good or bad, you can feel less or worse about how your game is because you'll know what's in there. And there's not many cards in this set, or other than this, I don't think any, that allows you to see what's in your security stack. So I think that's what gives it a higher placing for me, though it's not a very high DP and it's a generic cost for Evo.
If it wasn't for the ability to search your security stack, I would have given this a C-.
I probably would have
because
done the same.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. The ability to search your security stack and just know how to play from then on is valuable, but it's like not, it's about equivalent to having 2 extra KDP. It's like a C.
Its inheritable is also decent because if you have just a purple in play, including itself, it gives all of the angel stuff blockers, which there are 3 other ones in this set. 4?
There's 4 total. Well, including another Angelomon. There's Angelomon, there's Lady Devimon, there's the Devimon, and then there's Angemon. And there 2 of them are uncommon,
also the
2 of them are
Mastamon,
rare.
if you can get the Mastamon.
You're not getting the Mastamon.
No, you're not wrong, but like...
But you also have to have a purple, and it's just like, you can't it doesn't digivolve into anything. Like, the angels, archangels are all 4s and 5s, so you have to digivolve into a 6, and then in addition have
That's fine.
Angel or archangel.
I mean,
so
it's not like a great, right, but it's just a little small thing that could help you
very
in later
niche.
game. It could happen.
Yeah, it makes it very middling in average.
Yeah.
It's like a C. to me.
King Sukamon on play when digivolving. If your opponent has 16 or more cards in their trash, or if you have 3 or more cards with Sukamon in their name in your trash, both of those are going to be hard to get. The 16 card is the one you're probably going to get if you're going to actually be able to get the ability, but you're not going to. Change one of your opponent's Digimon into a white Digimon, 3K DP, and an original name of Sukamon until the end of your opponent's turn, which, if you could, is a fucking nutty-ass ability. When attacking for each other Digimon with Sukamon in its name in play, this Digimon gains Sec 1 for the turn. So, if you can get the ability off, this King Sukamon automatically gains 1k for the turn. And then if you were doing that one ability, one thing or something where you turn him into a level 6 and swing, that'd be great. But when this
sucks.
It does suck in pre-release, for sure. I don't know why I have it written as BC. That should have been CD. But when this Digimon would be deleted by deleting one other Digimon with Sukumon in its name, prevent that deletion. So if you still had that ability and it would be being deleted, you could use your opponent's Sukumon, but again, it's not gonna fucking happen in pre-release.
Yeah, your opponent's not gonna play bad cards. You shouldn't assume that.
No, agreed.
But yeah, the only situation where this might do anything is the sec +1, and then in that case you're attacking with a 6K Digimon and
with sec +1.
You're gonna die anyways. It's bad.
Yeah,
don't play that. Don't play it.
Unless you get the King Adamon and like.
If you really want to go for it, yeah. Sure.
If I get all of the pieces, I do want to try for it for sure.
I would recommend it, but you can do it.
Yeah. So we have Mamemon on play and when Digivolving. Reveal top 5 cards of deck. You may play one Tamer with a play cost of 4 for free. Place the rest of the top or bottom of the deck in any order. See, I have this one as a lot higher. I have this one as a B, mainly because it's a free search and automatically play Tamer. Plus, every card that you search, you can put back on the top of your deck. So if you like those cards, put them on top. If you don't, they go to bottom. That is a great ability. Searching top cards and not whether you even have a Tamer, knowing your next top 5 cards is fucking great. And it says any orders. You could place your next top 5 cards. That's a great card.
You know, I think I gave it a C-. It's probably like a C+.
Yeah, I have it as a B. And then it's inheritable when you play another card by effect, one of your Digimon gains blocker. And it's not even just this card, it's any Digimon gains blocker. So it could be useful for like you play something out and then give your fucking 13k DP boy blocker. I like him. I like Mamemon.
I definitely undervalued him. I'm just trying to decide how much I undervalued him.
Fair enough.
He's like I want to give him like a C+, B-, because it depends on the rest of your deck. Because
100%.
If you have an amazing card like a Blackboard Greymon X, or a Mervamon, or like a Galactimon, this card goes up in value a lot. But if you have a lot of like average cards and you're just looking to curve out, this goes down a bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's like in the C+, B- range.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I undervalued it, but I still think Omni Shoutmon's better by a slight margin, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. Metal Greymon, x-antibody. When Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon can't have its DP reduced and isn't affected by D-Digivolve effects. Then if Metal Gray or X-antibody is in its Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. One of those is not going to ever happen. And then the Metal Gray... Well, actually, no, that's not true, because then if Metal Greymon... There is a... No, they can happen, because there is a Metal Greymon in this set. Nope, it's not, because that's Metal Greymon with a name. It's not.
It says or X-antibody. There are 2 cards.
No, hold on.
X-antibody and the Greymon X-antibody.
I'm talking at second. No. So what the second part, then if Metal Greymon or X-antibody, it's referring to the card X-antibody.
Oh, it's not in its name. Yeah, you're right.
So there's only one card in this set that works, because I believe that Metal Greymon Laser Beam mode, or whatever it's called, is also treated as Metal Greymon. Can you confirm that one for me? Because it should have that
as treated as Metal Greymon, yes.
So yes, you should be able to go Metal Greymon over the Metal Greymon X over that card. So if you happen to get both of them, play them both and use them together. But because then you'll get the second ability. But when Digivolving into if the Digimon has a DP or isn't affected by D-Digivolution, that's good, because there are some DT productions and killing cards in this set. And then if you do happen to have the Metal Greymon, the blue one, it can be used for this, and then you can get a 6k DP kill off of it. I would
this card.
What?
I overrated this card. I thought it was Metal Greymon or X-antibody in its name. So I thought it worked with the Agumon and the Greymon, but it doesn't.
But then its inherited ability exclusively only works with Black War in this set. Because there's no Omni in this set, and there's no other Greymons that are level 6. So it needs that one for its inheritable. However, its other abilities I still think make it good enough to be a low B, high C.
It's bad. It's 8, like, the only situation where it's good is if you have the
blue metal gray.
The blue metal gray.
We'll see at that point. Then it's a 0 cost. Then it can't be having DP reduced, and then it's a 6K killer. That makes it really good.
That's the only situation where it's good, though.
No, I understand.
It's 4 to evolve, and it's only 8K. Like, it's only until the end of their turn too. It's like it's not. It's too much of a tempo loss to just like get protection from DP reduction. It's not a good card.
I mean, it's still a decent card. It's just not
it's
a good card. Yeah. No, I think I would concede mine going down to straight C. I can concede that for sure.
I have it at a D+, and I'm probably not moving it from there.
I'm not. You can do whatever you want.
We have letting you know where I stand.
Yeah, Lady Devimon. I also put the alt art for this one up because it's
I
also
missed the
gorgeous.
Destromon now because we switched.
Oh, because you did. Yeah, fuck you. God damn it, Destromon. So Destromon, when Digivolve and reveal top cards of your deck, place 1 Vemon all among them under this Digimon as a bottom evolution card. There's a lot of words. Trash the rest, then if there are 5 in this Digivolution card, delete one of your opponent's Tamers. This sucks for pre-release because it's never going to happen.
I actually thought about this a bit. It's not as bad as you think, but it's still bad. Think of this as a shitty Mega.
But like, it's not. It's a 5.
No. I know, but like the DP, think of it as like it's like a shitty Digitamamon.
I will say the only good thing about it is that it can evolve 6 from Vemon. So if you are able to get 1 or 2 Vemon, you can go straight from your 3 into a 5 that has 10k DP. That's not bad.
Yeah.
However, like, it's still not. I have it as a CD. It's not the greatest.
I have it as a D+, C-, but like
that's exactly what I said.
It appears to be an awful card, and it's just a bad card. Is what I'm saying.
Right? No, I agree with you. No, you're not wrong there, 100%.
But yeah, I like to think of it as a shitty Mega, and it's a shitty Mega.
Fair. Now we go to the pretty Lady Devimon.
Yes.
When Digivolving, you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, return 1 Mirai and 1 card with Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel to your hand from your trash. When you play an Angelomon or a Mirai, gain 1 memory. I think this one is worse than the Angelomon, being that it just doesn't really do too much and requires the same pieces but doesn't do as much. So I have this one as a D.
I have this as a C-, but like it's basically the same thing. Like it doesn't search your security stack, which is the main difference between the two.
Agreed.
I do think Retaliation is slightly better than Blocker, but it's not by much. It's basically equivalent.
But then so it's essentially just like, which would you rather have? One where you can kill your opponent on your turn, or one where you can stop your opponent from killing you?
Actually, by the time you're getting to your level 6, you'd probably rather have the Blocker.
Yes. That's why I'm thinking.
Because like Retaliation is better early on, and
agreed.
This is inherited. You'd have a level 6 Blocker.
It just prevents your opponent from going hard early, whereas Blocker stops your opponent from literally winning.
Yeah, it's either way. It's not a good card. You don't want to play it, but you might have to.
So our first level 6 in this set this part is Shoutmon DX. The name of this Digimon is also treated as Omnishout and Z Greymon. Material save 2.
It does count as Omnishout.
It does, yes. On play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8k DP or less. One of your opponent's Digimon can't attack at the end of the turn. End of attack by deleting this Digimon, gain memory. However, its Digicross is Digicross 3. So if you do happen to get Omnishaumon and Z Greymon, those will reduce its play cost hard play by 3. However, it's still going to be being played for like 7 at least, and then probably 10.
No.
So you're just not doing that. It's not a good.
You're probably playing it for 13, honestly, if you're playing it at all.
If you're playing it at all, right?
Unlikely you're gonna have any of the other cards to go with it.
Though what I think keeps it decently not bad is that it can Digivolve over a level 6 for 3, which is kind of sucks that it's for 3, but like it can at least, if you have one of the Omni Shout or the Z Gray, both of those inheriteds will give it good stuff, like a Sec +1 or We'll get to Z Gray next.
Yeah, I actually gave this a B. Yeah, I know that's probably surprising. Like
CD
even for
is what I got.
13, like it's probably like a B minus, but like the thing is when your opponent like is digivolving up, if you're going first, like if you're getting to your level 6 first, like if they're giving you three memory at any point, you can play this, put them to 10, and like delete whatever they've made and like built up to.
That's a fair
So
point.
it has it. I think of it. I like to think of it as kind of like a removal that comes with 12k DP thing. But the problem is your opponent has to put you to 3.
Yeah, agreed.
So it has situations where it's really
unless
good.
you have a Zeeg or an Omni Shout, then you can automatically play it for 10.
Yeah,
Or play it for, yeah.
It's got situations where it's gonna like blow your opponent out because like they're building up, and then you just play this like as soon as they go to their level 5 with 8k. And
This
you're just
could
like, haha, screw
This could
you."
also be really good as a late game because
Yeah.
on play one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack and you do the 8k, so you'd
Yeah.
kill one and
And it
then
stops you
stop
from-
the other.
stops you
Yeah,
from dying.
agreed, 100%.
Yeah, this has a lot of utility. The only problem with it is, like I said, 13k. You're putting your opponent to 10, but like you're buying an entire turn. Probably
Yeah, I can see
because you're probably deleting one thing and then another thing can't attack.
Yeah, I'll concede it to be a C. Easy.
I think it's
for
like
sure.
I gave it a B, and I'm kind of like B minus sounds about right because it's got blowout potential, and it can kind of do. It's not horrible to digivolve into. It's not good,
No, it's not.
But it's like it's slightly below average to
Yeah.
digivolve into. But it has other utility, so I think
For
it's
sure.
at least a C, and I think it's slightly above a C. I kind of want to give it like I said, B minus area, B minus maybe C plus. It could be better than that too.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Zeeg Greymon can also utilize the
Blue Metal Greymon thing, yeah.
the Greymon X's ability and the Agumon X's ability because they have Greymon. I think they can
don't
use
know.
those. I'm not 100% sure because there are certain cards that say that they don't count as Greymons, but I'm pretty sure Zeeg Greymon counts. However, when digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Great. And then if Digimon with Blue Flare or Cross Hearts in his traits in this Digivolution cards, your opponent has 2 or more cards in play, gain 2 memory. So that could make this evolution cost 1, which is nice. On deletion, save, which you save itself. On the Tamers, which can also be good when if you happen to have the Omni Shout. However, it's probably not going to happen because I think you need the white Tamer to specifically be able to play that. Then place 1 blue Greymon or 1 blue male Birdramon, which neither of those are in this set, from your trash under 1 of your Tamers.
Don't read the inherited because there's no level 7s.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing for the inheritable to do. Well, that's not true. Omni
guess,
Shoutmon can be used for this. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So if you happen to have Omni Shoutmon, it can gain blocker while this Digimon has Blue Flare in its traits, which I do not think. Does Omni Shout have Blue Flare in it? It does. So yeah, Omni Shout would be your thing, so it would also be a blocker as well. So that's one of your other pseudo blockers is Omni Shoutmon. I put this one as a D because it requires your line. However, after reading it, it could be a C.
I give it like a C plus. Like the potential Digivolution reduction cost can be pretty good because
Yeah.
like if you get the gain 2 memory, it's only 1 to digivolve.
Right, exactly. And I think that could be really useful. But then you're
It's
digivolving
kind
into
of
a
situational.
11k boy that can't do anything
Yeah,
else.
but it's only for 1. It
it can be
trade-off.
good. No, for sure.
It's a
100%.
Yeah, it's probably like a C. It's probably like a C.
Yeah, but then you also need those traits. So I still keep it at, I think it's definitely higher than a D. It's probably a C, D to me.
Yeah, you want to play your other level. You want better level 6s, but you'll play it if you can.
Yeah.
Or if you got stuff to support, and it's kind of okay.
Hercules Kabuteramon X-Antibody.
My
Security +1. Killer. Immediately good. When digivolving, this Digimon has Hercules Kabuteramon or X-Antibody in its evolution cards, which it will not. Return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck, because you will not have either of these cards in the deck. However, security +1 on a 12k boy automatically is good. That is really good. There are some 13k boys in the set, but pretty much this thing swings over everything.
Yeah, there's a 114k, and I think like maybe like 15% of the level 6s are 13k. You're very unlikely to hit one though.
Yeah, you're more, especially because your opponent's only likely to pull one of them.
Yeah,
so
and
if you get a
then,
Hercules,
if it's in the security, then they're not playing it.
Agreed. So Hercules, it's an A, B, depending, because it's not super strong, but it's good.
I give it a B just because of 4 Digivolution costs. It makes me a little sad, but
yeah,
it's really good.
It's really good.
It's like it's somewhere in the B range
for sure.
Ish.
We have Rust Tyrannomon. One of your Digimon would Digivolve into this card. One of your reduce it for each green or black tamer have in place. You would need to, either of those to make it. Though I will say it's a 13k boy, so it's not bad. And when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, unsuspend this Digimon. This could be useful in one of those. I think there's 2 cards that allow you to attack unsuspended Digimon in this set. Rust Tyranno would work really well with that, so where you can
it's really good with that
swing
option
into
card
it.
that we undervalued.
Yes. I think that's what it's for, is this card. However, like, because
this can attack just like even if it's suspended, like it can just attack a suspended thing and then just get another free attack. It's great.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's why I think this is a decent card. It's not the best. I would put this as like a BC. But
I got it like a B, straight B.
100%. We have Machine Dramon. When Digivolving on play, reveal top 5 cards per deck. Add Analog Man, and then add one with Cyborg Machines. On deletion, place one of your Analog Mans at the bottom of this owner's deck. You may place Machine Dramon from your hand without playing its cost. Machine Dramon in a Machine Dramon deck would be super good. However, in pre-release, this card kind of sucks.
There's actually a decent number of cards in the set with Cyborg.
There are. However, you almost need Analog Man to make this card worth it, and as well another Machine Dramon. Like at that point, this is just just a card that gives itself an extra source when it's.
Yeah, it's 3 Evo, it's 11k. It's not play bad. It if you have to.
I have it as a D just because considering a lot of the other 6s, even the commons and uncommons are better than it. I just put it as a D.
I give it a C just because like you want level 6s and it'll fill the position of a level 6.
For sure.
It's pretty average, but like 6s are better than the average card.
Yeah.
It's just basically filler.
Agreed. Lilithmon. Trash the top 4 cards of your deck, then add up to 2 cards with Bagra Army and in one of their traits from your trash to hand, and place up to 2 Digimon cards with Bagra in their traits from your trash under one of your Tamers. Opponent's turn. When your opponent moves a Digimon from their breeding area by trashing one of this Digivolution cards, that Digimon gains, when attacking, lose 3 memory. I like its second ability because it doesn't require any specific card underneath to be used. So I kind of like this. But the first part of it needs more background stuff. Yeah, I would put Lilith as a BC.
That's just what this does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doesn't do anything.
It's a 12k, 4 cost to Evo. Not bad.
Man, compare this card to, what was it? Poison Powder? Whatever it was.
So, where it's just the 1 memory. Yeah, no, I get
Instead
it.
of just gaining 1 memory.
Yeah, but I will say this is only 1 Digimon that gets it, though.
Yeah, it completely fucks them over. It stops them from like pulling shit out of raising and fucking you over. I really like this card. I give it a B-. It's like the second ability's where it's at.
It doesn't stop them from winning game though.
Yeah,
potentially if they only have the one swing they need.
True, but like it
stops them from doing everything.
Turning else, a bunch of it makes things awkward for them if they can't end the game.
Agreed. No, I agree. I have this one as a BC.
I have it, B-. Same idea.
We have our Akiho Rindo. I put the alt art up because she's cute. Reveal the top 4 cards of the deck. Add 1 red Digimon with the vaccine in its traits. Place the rest at the bottom. When you play a red Digimon with all those random ass things, by suspending this tamer, that Digimon gains rush. Decent ability. Again, very situational.
There are a lot of vaccines.
Yes, there are.
And the only reason I see to really play this is if you have the common blockers.
I was gonna say, I mean, like,
because of red, and
Yeah.
then if you have a good vaccine that's like a really good card, then
but
I
it
would
needs
play
to be
this.
red too. That's the only other issue
Yeah.
with it too.
They're like Marsmon or stuff like that. There are
Yeah.
good vaccine.
Oh, I know
red
there are. Yeah,
cards.
for sure.
So you only play this if you have
If you get
cards
them, yeah.
specifically that you want to find with it. If not, you're better off just putting a good card in your deck.
A good card in your deck.
Yeah. This either finds a good card or is a bad card.
I mean, it's the same with Nikolai Petrov. Start your main phase, win your Digimon with Gao, or all the Gaos, gain jamming, which is decent, but you again have to have the Gaos. And then when effect adds cards to your opponent's hand by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. Not also super useful.
Yeah, you have to have specific cards and for this to do anything.
It's
not worth it.
It's more
really.
useful than the other one, so I'd put a little bit higher, but not much.
More higher than Akiho?
Uh,
Absolutely not. Akiho hits more things than the Nikolai does.
It only because that deck has more cards to it. I will say though that the Galgamon's line is better, and I think having jamming is a better effect. That's why I put it higher. That's the only reason. And then the same thing with like gaining a memory on your opponent's turn. Like there are cards that add stuff to the hand. It's nice to just like screw your opponent out of an extra memory.
It's not great.
Good.
It's like a C.
Yeah, they're all like C's.
I have Akiho as a C+, he's a C, whatever.
I have
all
Taiga
the
though as a
same-ish.
B because Taiga Taiga's good.
Taiga's the best. Or Taiga's the second best.
All of your Digimon gain 1k. All of them.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
great.
what color.
That's
all
great.
good. Your turn.
Yeah.
When one of your green Digimon would Digivolve into a level 5 or higher by suspending this tamer, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. That is
Great.
super good, especially in pre-release, because any
That's
fucking card
amazing.
can go into a green card. It's super.
This card is great.
Over a green card. Yeah, it's super great.
This, like, unlike the other memory effects, which like almost never happen, this is
one
going to
can
happen a
happen.
lot.
Yeah,
and it
agreed.
essentially is going to pay itself off and just give all your stuff plus 1k. This card is
Agreed.
great. It's like a B.
Absolutely. Agree.
It's you would absolutely play this card
For sure. Analog Man. Start of your
Garbage.
main phase by trashing 1 level 5 with Cyborg in his trades, gain 1 memory, and draw 1. Not useful in a game where you have less cards than you normally do. Opponent's turn. When opponent's Digimon attacks a player by suspending this tamer, switch the target to one of your level 6 machine monsters. Also not very useful because there's one?
There's one.
Machine
I looked
Dramon.
at Machine Dramon and only Machine Dramon.
Yeah. I will say if you did get this one and a Machine Dramon, maybe play them because Machine Dramon works, but even at that, like this card just doesn't do anything.
You have to have both. This costs 4. You have to have a Machine Dramon and play. Not happening. No, don't play this.
Yeah, you would need both of those. I think I have it written as C, but it should be a D.
I have it as a D- because
Yeah.
it's barely playable even if you have a Machine Dramon.
Go ahead.
Yuya.
Yeah.
Memory Tamer, let's go.
Yeah, Yuya, our only memory tamer of the set. Start of your turn, either 2 or less, go to 3. If you have a Digimon Digivolve into a Greymon, suspend this tamer, that Digimon gets 2k. Then if Digivolve into a Digimon with the same level that isn't affected by your opponent's option cards into the end of the turn, which is fucking awesome. There are
some utility.
2 instances in which that one instance in which that could happen, and that's the Metal Gray Laser Beam into Metal Gray X. Because
What about the Agumon?
The Agumon's not count because it's not a
Oh, it's
Greymon.
not a Greymon, yeah.
Yeah. I will say Yuya goes straight in because he's a memory tamer, instantly good. And then if you have the 2 Metal Gray pieces, that's an instant free fun stuff. So good card. I give it a B.
I give it an A-. I highly value the memory, just the memory, but I probably overvalued it a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like I said, first pre-release, so
Yep. Nope.
I don't know how hard it is to like choke your opponent out, but like if it's easy, then this is an A. If it's a lot harder, then it's probably like a B. But it's a great card regardless.
Yeah. Yep. Taki, Kiriha, and Nene. Start your turn by placing one of your cards with cross cards or a blue flare in its traits from your hand under this tamer. Gain 1 memory and draw 1. That's not bad, but again, it requires you to have cross hearts or blue flare, which there are a decent amount, but again, you're putting cards under this. When you would play a card with Digicross requirements, by suspending this Tamer, you might place cards from under your Tamer's Digivolution cards for Digicross. So if you are going to play any Digicross cards, you basically need this card, because any of the save materials go underneath Tamers, and then you need to use this ability to actually play them under your cards. So it's required, however, it sucks because it requires too many pieces.
And it costs 4, and it's like a waste of memory.
I will say the only good thing about it is
the only way
that
to make it function.
if you have a decent amount of crossheart cards, it's a good early card to get some memory and draws, because you're essentially just replacing your card in your hand. It's not great. I put it as like a C, but it's not the worst.
I have it as a D, because like even if you play it early and you have a Digicross like deck, you're giving your opponent 4 memory to like maybe draw some cards, and it's like you're just letting them get ahead, and then you're fighting from behind, and it feels bad because they're not going to be playing their own Tamer. They're just, you're gonna have to find a way to come back. You need a comeback mechanic, and there's just not enough synergy to make this thing work.
Yeah, not a great card.
Would not play.
Hades Force. When you would use this card, if you have a Digimon with X-antibody in its Digivolution cards, which you can't, reduce by 2. Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers whose combined played cost are less than or equal to one of your Greymon, and delete that chosen card. Then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may attack a player. This is a high cost card for and two colors that are required for something that is not going to really happen very often unless you have Black War Gray X, because you're basically needing a Greymon in play for this to work too.
So here's my grade for this card and my reasoning.
I saw it.
Lol.
I saw that. I just have it as D because it's situational and it requires pieces and 2 colors. So it's like it's probably lower than D just because it needs like 3 separate things,
and they're all high rarity too.
Yeah, but it is a decent deletion effect. The security effect is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. That's great. That's the one thing keeping it like not an E for me is its security effect. DG Dimension. When you would use this card, if you have a Black Tamer, reduce it by 1. Main, de-digivolve 1 on 3 of your opponent's Digimon. Then delete 3 of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 6 or less. This is a pretty solid removal card, because it can get, if you have a board full of 3s or 5s. See, this card I think is better than the other stupid 8 cost card, because this is a legitimate removal.
Is this not just Evil Squall again? I see.
Except it's better. It's increasingly way better. Like, it's immediately, no matter what it is, automatically turns it 1 level lower. If your opponent has a full board of 6s, they're all 5s. If any of them are 6 costs or less after that, they're gone. If they're all 5s, they get returned into 4s and they're fucking gone, because there's not really any 7 cost 4s that you're even going to play anyway. This card, the only difference between
this and Evil Squall is that Evil Squall only hits things that are unsuspended. Therefore, I gave this a B+, while Evil Squall is like a B- or B whatever I gave it.
I'm still gonna disagree with you. Evil Squall's a fucking C, bro. But this is
the only difference is the suspension.
It's not. No, but that makes a huge difference. And as
agree,
well, it's not also true. But also not true, because not yours. Evil Squall specifically only targets level 5s or lower. Like, that's it. This can hit everything. I don't know.
That's why I have this higher.
I don't get your love of Evil Squall. It is not a good card for this, but that would be all of the rares.
B+, that's great.
I mean, yes, no, for sure. Yeah, DG Dimension B+. I like this card a lot. This is gonna be a good one.
Evil Squall B-.
Fuck off, dude. We've now reached the final set of cards, and now I have put all of these in. They're all the alt art versions, just because they're nicer looking. Phoenixmon started off. Phoenixmon. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, you may activate one of the following on deletion effects. On deletion, you may play 1 red Digimon with Avian, Bird, Beast, Animal, or Sovereign in its name, and 3,000 less from your hand without paying its cost. For each red tamer you have, add 2k to that. So this plays out a 3k when it's deleted or when it gets something out of your opponent's security stack. So that's a free card out. That's a pretty good card.
It actually only hits like 5 cards in the entire set with that effect. Like, I looked this up. It hits like a lot less than you would.
Oh, think. I'm aware it doesn't hit a lot. It's just, it's a decent effect.
It's a decent effect. The problem is it's like 11k. The 3 Digivolve is nice. I have it as like a C+. It's slightly above average. Like, I'd rather have like a...
Yeah,
if I could have this or a 12k for Evo 3, I'd rather have the 12k, but it's about the same.
It's my second lowest of all these anyway, so it's like I'm not arguing that it's a really good card.
Yeah.
It's just
my lowest.
Yeah, Marsmon. I like Marsmon a lot. So
I like Marsmon a lot too.
Raid allows you to attack the highest DP unsuspended Digimon. When digivolving Blitz, which also means that if you digivolve, you can instantly go into your attack your opponent's highest DP. And then when one of your Digimon attacks targets is switched, unsuspend this Digimon. Meaning that with Blitz, if you were to digivolve over, giving your opponent 1, swinging using Raid into one of your opponent's Digimon, you would then gain memory. 1 memory for each red tamer. You would gain 1 memory for each red tamer in play. So potentially you could swing, kill, unsuspend, stay turn, swing again.
Man,
or even so, you can just fucking do it anyway. But
man, that 1 memi is really good.
Yeah, that 1 memi, bro.
No, I love this card. I love this card. It's essentially got reboot the turn you blitz it out.
Essentially.
Actually, it's got like reboot all the time when it's got raid. It just happens to be able to do it because of the blitz.
Yeah. Really it would just also like gain memory back if you also had red tamers. So that's like an additional effect to it. This is
essentially
yeah,
it's a free raid attack every turn.
It's a free raid attack card. For sure, 100%.
This is an A.
I have this one as a B just because it's not very super strong. I think I have it as a B, right? No, I have this one as an A. Yeah, he's good. He's straight A.
This is a great card.
Yeah, straight A. Like for sure.
It's the best part is it's also like 12k and it's got blitz. Like at worst you can like trade even for your opponent's mega most of the time. It hits almost every level 6.
Pretty much.
Like and if it doesn't, then just don't attack their level 6.
Yeah, there's like
it's optional.
That are
it occasionally gains memory, and then every turn after the first one, it can essentially raid once for free if you want it to. It's great. It's good. Amazing.
I like it. Yeah, it's a good card.
I love this card.
All right. Shoutmon X7 giving that big old rush right off the bat, which is only good if you're going to Digicross because it's fucking 14 cost. However, on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this card. So it's a 13k killer if like you need to kill something and can't do anything else. And if you happen to have the Omni Shoutmon, Z Greymon, or the Star Sword, Omni Shoutmon, fuck. If you happen to have the Omni Shoutmon, the Z Greymon, or the Shoutmon Star Sword, you can reduce it by a cost of 2, but it's
the only time it's playable.
Right, exactly. And then for every 2 cards in this Digivolution cards, it gets 1k DP, which is good because it's all turns, and then that raises the amount that you could delete with it, but then you also, again, have to have Digivolution cards.
Honestly, you're probably not going to have any Digivolution cards in it, because, like, if you're Digivolving it, like, it's fucking 6 from 5. Yeah. That's bad. But I wanted to make a clarification. I gave this card a C-, and I gave the Shoutmon DX or whatever, like a B- or something. Yes. I don't know. I give it a much higher grade.
Yeah.
And they have similar effects where like they delete an opponent's Digimon on play.
Yes.
And I want to elaborate specifically why.
Sure.
The DX has a play cost of 13, and this has a play cost of 14, and that is a massive difference because how like your opponent giving you 3 memory is pretty rare, but it can happen.
Yes.
I don't see like almost any situation where your opponent like gives you 4 unless they're like playing an option card to completely fuck you over.
And that's where you can only play this card, I feel, realistically, if you have Omni Shout, Z Gray, or
Yeah,
Star
so you
Sword
have
Shout.
to have those cards, and then you coincidentally have to have this card in play and have those cards in hand and not have played them already.
Agreed. No, I
feel like this is a bad card when I feel like the Shoutmon DX has situations where it is a good card. I feel like in most situations, this is just a bad card.
Yeah, you making the point about it being a 14 cost does actually make it. So I switched it from being like a B to a BC actually, because it's still a strong level 6. It's got a good deletion effect, and it just gets itself stronger. However, yes, you're not gonna be playing it that often.
No, here's
it does go over another 6 for 4, which I think is cool. And I think that's why I keep it as a BC.
I don't even know if you want to do that. Like, your other level 6s are probably like 11k.
Depends on what 6s you call. I mean, it depends on what 6s you get. Like, if you happen to get like the Z Greymon or fucking whatever, and you happen to Digivolve instead of doing it, whatever. No, I know it's not. It's definitely not the one you want, for sure.
But this card is. Imagine games 2 and 3 where this card is awful. Your opponent knows you have this, so they'll just never give you 4 memory, so you can never play this unless you have the card.
Yeah, no, I get it for sure.
It's a card that can just be completely fucked over by your opponent knowing you have it. Like if you play this, play it game 1 and then take it out.
And then take it out for the second game. Yeah, no, that'd be great.
I would legit do that.
Okay, we got
consider it.
All Force Vidramon. When Digivolving, you can play 1 blue tamer from your hand without playing its cost. Fine. When you play a blue tamer, unsuspend this Digimon. Fine, if you have one. Unsuspend your turn once per turn. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, return one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon to the hand. For every blue tamer in your hand you have in play, add 1 to the max number. So it automatically would send a level 4 back based on if you could get the tamer up. Again, you need the tamers. This is a good card outside of pre-release. Inside pre-release, not so much.
I give it like a C+. It's probably like a C. Like, if you have the Taiga or whatever. No, not Taiga. What's his name? The blue guy for 3.
Oh,
rare.
Nikolai.
If you have Nikolai, maybe. But this is like a C.
I mean, if you happen to fucking pull Rena.
If you pull Rena and this. You're pulling
and Nikolai.
Like, rare. You're pulling a super rare, a secret rare, and a rare. Yeah,
it's possible. I've in two of my pre-releases, I've pulled a secret rare. It just happens all the time that I pull fucking secret rares. Of course, it's usually the shittier one of the set, which means I would pull fucking whatever that other garbage card is for this fucking set. The situationally Vemon bullshit card, Destructomon or whatever, Destructodiscmon. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But the point is, you have to pull specific cards for this to even be functional. And it's
correct.
Like bad by itself.
Yeah, All Force.
Below average by itself.
Yeah, All Force I have as a CD. Not great.
Yeah, I have, for some reason I put a C+, but it's like a C.
It's my lowest rated SR in this for
It's my
pre-release.
second lowest. It should be my second lowest besides Shoutmon. Shoutmon I have is the lowest of these, but Shoutmon's still pretty decent.
Yeah, Shoutmon is just Mirage Gogglemon. When Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower to his hand. If no Digimon return, your opponent adds the top card of their security stack to their hand. I love this effect.
I gave this card an A.
This is
I'm just not even kidding. This is
an A for me. Yeah, because there's no 8 pieces needed for the effect, and removal or security kill, super fucking good. And then when a card adds, when effect adds a card to your opponent's hand, gain 1 memory for every card in your opponent's hand. So that's automatic if they don't, or actually no matter what, you're gaining 1 memory back when you're Digivolving, because you're either sending a 5 back or sending the security back. So you're gaining that memory. This is a 3-cost card to Evo.
Yeah.
And then it keeps happening every turn, all turns. So your turn, your opponent does something that happens to add a card to their hand, you gain a memory. Your turn, you do something that gives you swing, do something. I don't know. This is a good card.
It's not very likely to happen the all turns after the initial.
No, you're right.
But it's still decently coincidental.
Correct.
And the best part about this is
security.
No, actually, the when Digivolving is the best part of this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but well, the thing is, it's good in both scenarios. Say you're essentially killing their level 5, you're doing it for like 3 memory.
Yes.
And you're advancing your own board.
Correct.
And say like the worst case scenario is they have a level 6 in play, and you're returning one of their security,
Right. It's still
in
good.
that case, it's still good.
It's
because
better,
they only
actually.
have one Digimon
Right.
in play. It's essentially just getting a free security check.
Yes. And you don't even
Like,
need to swing to do that ability
it's a
either. So
great
you could
comeback
potentially just pass turn by killing their security. And
It's a great
then have a
mechanic.
6.
It's great when you're behind. It's
Yeah.
great when you're ahead. It's
It's
great
a
when
good-
you're even.
yeah.
It's good in every scenario.
Straight up A, I agree with you.
Straight A. Yep.
We're still not I know we'll get to it
Digimon's
soon.
next.
There's just once in the SRs is definitely there's one of the best cards I think the best card for pre-release, but we'll get there.
Yep.
Digimon. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Tamer card, no color requirement. Without playing the cost, place the rest top or bottom in the deck in any order. Again, another really cool search.
Yeah, I missed the top or bottom part of this, so
Yeah,
I kind of underrated this a little
Those are
bit.
super good. I really like those ability. That's why I have him rated this way.
I'm so used to the cards just saying put it at the bottom, not top
yeah, me
or
too.
bottom.
Right, that's why these
So,
are super
yeah,
good.
This is better than what I thought.
When attacking, once per turn, for each green or black tamer you have in play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If you may play any number of green or black Digimon cards, your total play cost added up to 10 or less among them without playing. Place the rest at the bottom. Playing a 10 cost card is great.
This is actually a reason to play bad Tamers.
Yeah, if you have a Digimon and any black or green Tamers, well, of course, both the green and the black Tamer in this set are both the good ones. So like you're playing them anyway. Yeah. So those could be very good with Digimon. Digimon gets better if you have a ton of those, but like can just play out a 10 cost card. There's a bunch of 10 cost cards that are good.
Yeah, it's just going to be really hard to activate, but if it activates, it wins you the game.
And not to mention, if you do happen to get more than one of those Tamers in field and play this, you can play multiple Digimon, and it's good.
That would be, I just don't
It's just a lot harder. 100%.
It's not going to happen because
100%.
they're rares, and this is a super rare.
Yeah.
It's so unlikely to happen, but
I agree.
It has wombo combo potential. I think it's only like, I think in most decks, it's like a C. In decks where it has a little bit of a few things it could hit, it's like a C+.
This works really well in the new Tyrannomon deck because Rust Tyrannomon is black-green. So that's why it works well with that, because it plays those. Plus, Taiga is a green Tamer, and then you play like the black memory Tamer with both the versions of Taiga, because both Taigas are green.
But in pre-release, this is
no,
like
of course, yeah. In pre-release, this is just a decent card. It's a pretty good card for its like first effect. Is really good.
It's like it's probably like a C most of the time.
Yeah, I have it as a BC.
I have it as just a straight C.
No, actually, I have it as a straight B.
With support, it's better, but it's most of the time it's a C.
100%. Black War Gray x-antibody. Reboot automatically. Good. Opponent's turn, once per turn. When your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP attacks, you may switch the target of the attack to this Digimon. So if it is not 13k or higher, that bitch is just gonna fucking die to itself. Opponent's turn, once per turn. When a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has Black War or X-Antibody, which it will not, in the deletion cards, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. This is a killer card, though, like, if it wasn't pre-release and you could play other cards, because it's just like, oh, hey, you attack me, swing into me, boom, he's dead, and then guess what? I also fucking delete another one of your guys. This
would be the worst card in the world to play against. I would absolutely hate this format if the
Welcome to Nationals this set, baby. It's gonna be Black War everywhere.
Yeah. This what did I give this? I gave this an S-.
This is not an S for me for pre-release. It's a good A though. The reboot real good. The free attack is real good. And it's a blocker to the highest DP, but like it's a second ability not being able to good makes it not a S for me.
I give it an S-, not an S, but
I understand.
It's really, really, really good. You will 120% play this.
For sure. Yeah, if you get one, you play it. Mervamon.
No, I want to do Mervamon. Mervamon's my bitch.
I was just going to say, you want to do Merva.
Yep. Digicross, my 3. One Digimon without Cross Heart and its traits. When you would play this card, you may play the specified cards from your hand, battle area under it. Each place cards reduces the play cost.
So
3.
Yeah.
So there are a decent number of these.
Yes.
And this is the one reason to actually play some of the Digicross cards, like the Cutemon I forgot what some of the other ones we named were, but
Fucking Omni Shout, throw it into this to give it Sec 1.
Yeah, Omni Shout. I think I don't know if I wrote in the thing. There are 5 commons in this set that either have Retaliation or Digicross.
Nice.
That this can get back with the following effect. When you would play this card, you may also place cards in your trash in its Digivolution cards for Digicross.
That's really cool.
Yeah. On play, when Digivolving, you may play 1 level 4 or lower, or with hold on. You may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card, or 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with Crossheart in its traits.
Yeah, because it's either 1 purple trash. Level 4 or 1 level 4 Crossheart.
Oh, I missed the purple. Yeah, that's why I was confused. I missed the purple.
All good.
And it's traits from your trash without paying the cost. If Digicrossing, add 1 to the number of cards you play with this effect.
Nice.
All turns, all of your Digimon with Crosshearts in the trait gets or with Retaliation get Rush and Blocker.
Yes.
This card, oh my god! If you have
Angelwomon,
the cards, no, not Angelwomon. If you have Soulmon, Blue Mirrormon,
that
Dark
one.
Lizardmon, Cutemon, I think you said the Shoutmon has Crosshearts.
Yeah.
This card becomes the strongest card in the set.
Okay.
Like, better than Bagramon. We haven't gotten to Bagramon, but I think this card has the highest blowout potential in the entire game. Because imagine playing this, getting back a Soulmon, and like Soulmon gets Blocker, Rush. Like if you hypothetically have what is it? Ignitemon, you can get back 2 cards with Retaliation. You can get that in like a Cutemon. It can put potentially up to 3 cards in play, all with Blocker, potentially all with Retaliation. It gives itself Retaliation, gives itself Blocker. This thing like blows the shit out of everything. And the cards it gets out are commons. So you're very likely to get them if you get this card.
How are you playing 3 cards out with its ability?
If you Digicross, like when you play this card or Digivolve, you can like put things from the trash underneath it. So like if you hypothetically play it, you can get back an Ignitemon. If you put Ignitemon underneath it, you can get two cards for a lower with Cross or Retaliation from your trash. So you can hypothetically play this, get an Ignitemon, put Ignitemon under it, and then play 2 cards with Retaliation or 2 cards with Crossheart, and they're getting Blocker and Rush, and you're like making your board wide with just 1 card.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
it's got potential to just like completely dominate the entire board just by being a single card, and you're getting cards back that you already want to play, and they're common, so you're likely to have them. This card is amazing. I love this card. It's just like in the situations where this card is good, this is the best card in the game. But the problem is it requires setup, so I only have it as an A. But I think when this card is good, it is the best card in the entire set.
After you describing that, I still don't quite agree that it's the best card in the set, but I would definitely agree to being an A, B for sure.
I'm saying in the situations where it does what it's supposed to do, it is the best card in the set. Like putting 2 to 3 cards in play, all with Rush and Blocker and Retaliation, is like far and above.
Oh yeah, I get it.
What any other card does.
It just requires so much setup that I can't give it that high.
Yeah, that it's just an A.
Yeah.
It's only an A.
Now, I will say the card I think is the best card in this is Bagramon.
Agreed.
On play, when Digivolving, if your opponent has 1 or few Digimon in play, look at your opponent's hand and trash one of their cards. Like, what? If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, place one of your opponent's Digimon under one of your opponent's other Digimon as a bottom Digivolution card. Hey, level 6, go under that level 3.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome.
They can't go wide against this thing.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. All turns once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon Digivolves or an effect adds cards to the Digivolution cards of an opponent's Digimon by trashing 1 card of this Digivolution cards, trash the top of your opponent's security. So not only do you shove that level 6 underneath the level 3, you also then trash one of your own to trash their fucking security. That's
and if their board
ridiculous.
Isn't wide,
yeah.
If their board isn't wide, you get to pick their hand.
Yes, you do. It's so ridiculous.
Like in situations where it would destroy their board, it destroys their hand.
Yeah, and that's the only other issue is that like you almost want to be your opponent to have multiple cards on field because like if you do the trash a card from their hand, yeah, you're getting rid of the card from their hand, but you don't get the security effect. But that's still a good fucking effect.
You know what's hilarious? Games 2 and 3, they're so scared they only play one thing, and you just rush them down and don't even have the Bagramon.
Yeah, you have just the Bagramon, and then after game 1, you take it out and play a whole Rookie Rush deck.
You don't take it out. You just play the Rookie Rush. You don't take it. You don't take out the best.
No, of course not. But no, I definitely think because this is unfortunately it's a high 5 cost Evo, but like 13K does really cool effects. It's so good.
It's a removal. It's so worth it.
For sure. I agree that I think this is the best card for pre-release in the set.
It's the best card in the set on average. Mervamon has higher highs. Let's be real.
It has a higher ceiling, yeah, for sure.
It has a higher ceiling, but Bagramon is just
requires a lot, yeah. So moving into the first SR Tamer, Mirai, start of your turn, gain 1 memory. Really good. Always love that. However, that is the end of Mirai's good abilities for pre-release. Because when one of your Digimon evolves into Angewomon or Lady Devimon, if you have one or fewer Digimon in play by suspending this Tamer, you can play one Angewomon or Lady Devimon with a different name. And that requires you to have multiple of the copies, basically. And yeah,
both rares.
Yeah, I know. And then not only that, it's like you have to have no Digimon in play for that effect to work off, and it's like you don't want to have that little amount of Digimon. So like the only good thing about this is the gaining of 1 memory.
This is the second worst card in the set besides Fusion Eyes.
I don't quite agree with that because the gain 1 memory at the start of turn is super useful. I will say that being a 5 cost kind of sucks, but
let me give the best case scenario. You play this turn 1 for 5.
No, best case scenario is they hit this in security in their first security hit.
Okay, are you playing this to be a security card and just have it sit in your hand? I really don't like that.
I generally would not play this card. No, I have this rated as a C.
Never play
I would probably not play this at all.
I give this the only time it's good is security, and then you're better off just playing a better card. You're just better off playing a card that does something.
I would
like, imagine
play it
taking
if you're
this
playing
card
like a
out.
Tamer heavy deck, like if you got a bunch of Tamers and this was one of them. There's a couple of those, but even still, I wouldn't.
No. Like, imagine like you're saying the best this is if it's in security. Just play like another level 6 and just have it delete whatever's attacking into it instead. That sets them back about the same amount of memory that you gained from the Mirai.
No, I mean I get it. I'm not saying play this. I say if you get this, probably just don't play it.
You don't want to play this. This is a trap card. It's gonna be stuck in your hand, and you're just gonna wish it was anything else most of the time.
Yeah,
it's bad. I gave it an F. I still think it's like the second worst card in the set, but I'm just like super disappointed in it.
Fair enough. And we are on to the last two. Our last two being Galacticmon.
Oh my god.
I actually really like the alt art version of this card. It looks really fucking gorgeous.
I don't know what the alt art is like.
It's super beautiful.
I will find out soon.
When Digivolving, you may place up to 4 Vemon from your trash on this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution cards. Then if there are 8, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. That shit's never going to happen. But all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by placing 4 Vemon as Digivolution cards at the bottom of blah, 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 prevent it from leaving play. Also not going to happen. However, the big part, start of your main phase, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. You basically start your turn with a free security trash. That's super fucking good. Especially a 14K Digimon that does that and then gets to swing into security. That's killer. This Galacticmon, while not having a good line, is still a good card.
I think it's like a B-, honestly. It's a really good card when it's in play, but that's 6 Evo cost.
6 to Evo isn't too... I don't feel it's too bad a trade-off for a 14K level 6. Because that's the highest DP level 6.
Die.
It's not going to die to anything. But also, if you happen to get a Snatchmon, that bitch evolves from 9 from Snatchmon. So you can immediately go from your 4 to your 6. Which Snatchmon sucks, but If you have Galacticmon,
You
play
might
it.
play it for this.
Yes, that's exclusively the only reason I would play it.
I still have it in like the B range, but like
I have it low
like,
A's, high B's. Yes.
I have it like mid B, but like if you can get this out early enough, it's amazing.
Yeah,
but like
for sure.
If you draw this late and like the board's already developed, your opponent can just like kill you by giving them all that memory. It feels bad the later the game goes. I actually feel like this is better in security than anything else. But like you either want this to be your first level 6, or you don't want to draw it at all. Is what it feels like to me. But when you do get as your first level 6, it's amazing.
Yes, no, I agree. And then our final card of the set, the only secret rare Tamer. I have the alt art here. She's cute, hugging the Vmon. I like it. On play, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon with Vidramon, gain blocker, and evade. All turns when your Digimon with Vidramon is named becomes suspended. By suspending this Tamer, activate one of that Digimon's when Digivolving effects. Good effect. Not in pre-release.
Every card it hits with its effects are uncommon or higher rarity.
Yeah, so it's hard to get any of those.
Yep.
Your turn, once per turn, when one of your blue Digimon becomes unsuspended, gain 1 memory, and then security play.
That's actually pretty good.
Yes, no, that's super good.
Yeah, and it's 3 cost. I give it a D-, but I was wrong. This is better than that because of the once per turn thing. I only read the Vmon thing and looked stuff up on that, but this is actually semi-playable.
So this essentially would give you an extra memory at the beginning of the turn if you had a blue suspended Digimon becoming unsuspended.
Yeah.
However, it works better with All Force, obviously, because that's the deck it's supposed to be made for. In pre-release, though, I would give it a low C, high D, just not quite there.
It's about there. I give it a D-. It's probably like a D+.
Yeah, it's probably about that. That sounds about right. Well, that's everything. That's everything.
So we can agree,
set.
Evil Squall is the best card.
No, get the fuck out of here. We both completely disagree on that card, 100%.
I mean, our grades on it weren't that far off.
I mean, I
ended up giving it like a B-, and
I wrote C to be nice. I still give it like a D+, but that's just me personally. Just because how I've known pre-releases to be and how I've known things to be. So.
If their shit's suspended, just attack into their suspended shit. If it's not, then you got it with Evil Squall.
I guess.
It's like okay, I just want to say one last thing about Evil Squall.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a card that does stuff that no other card does. You don't want it in multiples. You want one of the card, and you want to draw it in very specific scenarios, but when you do draw it, it's like gonna be the best card in your deck. But a lot of the time it's not going to do anything, and I think it's worth 1 card slot to do what it does.
Possibly, but I still don't quite see myself putting it in my deck.
I hope to God you get blown up by an Evil Squall sometime.
We'll see. I mean, we're going to 3 pre-releases, so it's definitely very possible. So I'm definitely I kind of hope so. I'm definitely super excited to bring you to a pre-release because it's a completely different vibe. It's so much more fun. It's my favorite version of this game to play is the sealed format. And just real quick, because I know you brought it up at one point, we might even be doing said sealed format. I know Kyle asked me if I wanted to do a 6-pack sealed as like they do at pre-release, and we might do that. We might actually do that here pretty soon, so keep a look on that, and it will be definitely for BT-11, so it will be just like we were doing our pre-releases. So Kyle, how prepared do you think you are now for this pre-release?
Oh, I'm not prepared at all. I don't know what names of the cards do.
You're just gonna bring like a whole, just print out your spreadsheet, bring it with you.
I'm gonna bring the spreadsheet and then just be like, hey, these are my evaluations of the cards. These are all the cards I have, and just tell my opponent my deck.
So thanks again for joining me, Kyle. I'm really excited to bring you out to those places, and I'm really excited to see how you're gonna do with that. Do you think you're gonna win it all in any of these tournaments?
I'm not excited to go. I don't want to go. I'm horrible. Why are you making me go? I'm not paying you for gas. Fuck this.
You were paying for grass anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna pay for gas.
I was already going.
You were going anyways. I'm just hitching a ride.
Yes, you are just hitching a ride.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to go.
I made consolation prize.
I hate Digimon. Digimon's the worst game ever.
I made consolation prize steal one of your Greymons, though.
I'll let you borrow it.
Okay. All right, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful night, Kyle.
I love you too, JJ.
Thanks.
I love everyone else too.
Just wanted to thank Kyle again for joining me on this long discussion about a bunch of random things, eventually including the cards. It was a lot of work getting all this stuff put together, and I thank him so much for his dedication right at the beginning of starting a game. So it was really cool to talk to him about that and having so much detail go into this. So thank him, and thank you for watching.